Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Boxingvoice.com.
Dolly Beyonce Productions.
I must be the greatest. Let's get that done. I've been here before, and I know what it takes. Hard work, dedication. Boxingvoice.com. Whether it's PBC, he's the best.
Win, lose, or draw, we coming to fight. Ain't nobody take that away. We're coming to fight.
They do what they can, I do what I want.
When you look at how he throws that left hook, it starts out really low. We're going to see what kind of character he has. Oh, and the left and right by Maidana. And it's all Marcos Maidana here with a lot of those punches off his shoulder.
I think anybody out there listening or your kid, anybody, think that that's a dangerous deal to make. I think it's a perfect deal.
Boxingvoice.com.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, the concentration is leaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up!
Some things about we got to deal with his body shots. I don't think you want to be that close to us. He's talking about letting the left hook go, then you go take the left hook. Let's get that done.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire?
The fire is coming, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday night. It's time to make your picks live on the only fucking radio show that matters, the boxingvoice.com hashtag TBV podcast. We are back with another flagship edition, Boxing Voice Radio. It's time to talk a little Erislandy Lara versus Terrell Gausha, a little Jermell Charlo defending his WBC versus the number one contender, Erickson, the Hammer Lubin, Austin Trout trying to get back in the spotlight, taking on the young champion, which is not looking to be dethroned, tall guy, Jarrett Hurd. And we got some weird news brewing. Keith Thurman and Omar Figueroa, maybe even Keith Thurman and Jesse Vargas. We'll bring you all the details. We got a bunch more headlines to discuss. Let's head on out to the Golden State to my co-host, the Hipster, Hunter.
Dolly Beyonce Productions.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it? Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
Boxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish.
Boxingvoice.com.
Yes, the hipsters here. Haters beware. And I don't think we have any haters this weekend because, let's be honest, we have tons of boxing and tons of high-level boxing. So I think everyone is happy across the board, from the UK to the US to some Mexican audience as well, with the PBC on Fox card, with Abner Mares and Leo Santa Cruz as a doubleheader. So we have a ton of news to get to, ton of fights to get to. So I'm not going to waste any more time in this opening monologue. And let's chop it up.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, let's stay in the Golden State, right? We still got another one over there.
Maybe. He's struggling over there.
I know. Is he still a super producer or what?
There'll be nothing but smooth sailing.
Yes, I'm still a super producer. I stay super. All right, what's up, everybody? I'm very happy to be here talking about all the great fights that we have this weekend. Matt, I got to disagree with you. I do have a little bit of hate towards one of the cards. It's personal bias kind of thing I got going on. But other than that, I'm very excited. Hey, that Omar Figueroa thing, that's crazy to hear about Thurman doing that because, honestly, I was thinking Omar would have been a good fight for Mikey.
Garcia?
Yeah, man, you could do that fight in Texas. They would have a big draw in Texas. You could do that fight in LA and it would have a big fight in LA because Omar Figueroa, wasn't he trying to get his way back down to 140? Why not? Why is he up at 147? That's too much. It's too heavy for him.
Yeah, but Mikey doesn't want anything that isn't significant. And Omar Figueroa means nothing. That's just a money fight that he's not interested in.
Wait, money fight?
Huh?
You said money fight. I've never heard anyone use the name Omar Figueroa and the term money fight in the same sentence before.
I think you could get good money fighting. Yeah, Mikey Garcia could get good money fighting Omar Figueroa.
I mean, Matt doesn't know anything about economics and stuff like that. I mean,
I know nothing about economics.
No, you know nothing about the way the boxing.
Oh, Joshua Wilder does 100 million for just Joshua, but
Yo, man,
Mikey
that
don't
was
get no money
good.
fighting
That was
Guerrero
good.
or Figueroa.
Brought to you by Info Joe. Shout out to you. So, yes.
What
But
is
I just think that, like, again, I don't know if that's really the main topic of the show is Keith Thurman versus Omar Figueroa, but
it's not. That's you guys jumping around. If you let me drive this motherfucker, we'll be right on target.
You drive it.
You started backwards. So
no, it's your car. Go.
No, you know what? It's right. Because at the end of the day, Charlo, Lubin, Trout, Hurd, all of them could argue Thurman is a bigger star. And even though we have it vice versa, right? We have Erislandy Lara at the top. We must start the other way. 2 times should be talked about. He's got 2 possible opponents on the rumor mill. That's Vargas and Omar Figueroa. I think the better of the 2 would be Vargas simply because he has more marquee name value coming off of the Pacquiao fight. And but if you're really injured off of this elbow surgery plus the hiatus due to being married and being in Nepal, maybe a less defensively sound Omar Figueroa, who hasn't really demonstrated power outside of high output in terms of punch activity, maybe that is the best choice for a Keith one-time Thurman. Whereas with Jesse Vargas, you really only got to look out for that overhand right.
Yeah, I think I agree with mainly all of your points. I just think no one cares about Omar Figueroa fight in 2017. Or if anyone really cared, like no one ever thought about that matchup before. It was a matchup that no one thought about. It was a matchup that no one really wanted. So I'm not happy about it if that's what happens. I think the Jesse Vargas fight is fantastic. I think that's a great fight. What anyone wants to say about Jesse Vargas is still a top 10 welterweight. And Keith Thurman is coming off 2 back-to-back top 5 fights and 2 tough, really tough fights. So him taking a step back, and I'm using air quotes, step back in Jesse Vargas is, I think, completely okay and acceptable. Same with like if he fought Lamont Peterson or he fought Luis Collazo again. You know, even though I would not have liked the rematch because we've seen it, I would have accepted it because Luis Collazo is still a credible opponent. I don't know if Omar Figueroa off of beating a shot Robert Guerrero is those guys, is those names. Yes, he will produce ticket sales if you put the fight at the right location, but I don't know if Omar Figueroa brings any viewers. I don't know if he brings really any interest. So I don't know if that's the right move at all. And I think I don't know where this rumor is coming from. I don't know where you saw it, Ness, but I really hope that doesn't happen.
Well, according to our, I guess, beat writers, they're saying that it's coming from the LA Times.
Okay, so that'd be Lance Pugmire, I'm assuming.
That's what I seen. Rob told me in the, in our private chat. But I think you're being a little hard. I mean, if Thurman is coming off an injury, Figueroa is still a decent name. It's not like the Robert Guerrero fight was tight and he didn't show and he showed like he should go back down. I mean, he handled Guerrero. No, not enough for you.
But it's Guerrero. Like, that's the thing. It's not like it's just Guerrero. It's Guerrero in 2017. If this was Robert Guerrero of 2015, 2014, 2013, it would mean something highly different, but it's not. We're in today's age, and this is a sport of what have you done for me lately?
So are you looking
off of a arguably 5-fight losing streak or something like that?
Are you looking for a Thurman opponent that can actually beat him on this comeback fight?
No, I want something credible. Like, I don't think Jesse Vargas beats him. I think Jesse Vargas is way too limited in what he presents in terms of boxing technique to beat Keith Thurman. But that's still a credible fight. Like I mentioned, Luis Collazo. Like, I think Keith Thurman beats him much more convincingly this time around, and I think he practically dominates Luis Collazo this time around. But that's still acceptable because he's a credible opponent.
He dominated last time. He stopped him. How can you get more dominant than that?
He had some issues in the first few rounds. I'm saying like he.
I think it was like a single like left hook to the body that slightly. I wouldn't say that he needs to fight.
3 rounds. He wasn't comfortable. I'm not saying he lost 3 rounds. I'm saying he wasn't comfortable. He did not dominate the fight.
Now, Omar Figueroa, because it's a fresh name, it's somebody who hasn't fought before. People would be more interested in that. And you were fairly right about Robert Guerrero's last 5 fights. He was 1-4. He had beaten Aaron Martinez in a fight that we all thought that he had lost. But he had also just lost to David Manuel Peralta right before going into the Omar Figueroa fight, which is about a year apart as well.
Yeah, man. Well, look, that's the rumor mill anyway. Next on the docket, Jarrett Hurd.
Whoa. Jarrett Hurd. We're gonna skip the 2 fights before that, or we're gonna lead up to those?
We're gonna keep going backwards since you guys started backwards.
Okay, that's fine.
You know?
I'm okay with that.
Jarrett Hurd, Austin Trout. Another good fight.
Yes.
This card and this entire card is such a great card. You know, this is exactly what they need to do in every division to ignite it. Put as many as the top names as you can on one card to have all the fight fans familiar at once, because now we get the mix and match. We get to hope and dream that, you know, maybe Charlo or Lubin winner faces Lara. More likely if it's Lubin, because according to Jermell and the interview that he did with us today that's on the YouTube, you can check that out right now. Head on over to theboxingvoice.com/videos. He said it's up to his brother Jermell to let him know, can he fight Erislandy Lara? And right now isn't the time. There's other champions, and then they could go after Lara. Lara's a stablemate of Charlo, the other Charlo, and they'll put that one on the back burner. So, you know, whatever that is. But Trout faced Jermell, came up short. And I think he's in a similar matchup, guys, because Hurd is a very big 154-pounder.
Yes, but I think he's I wouldn't say very different than a Jermell Charlo, but what he presents is different. It is, let's be honest, we all thought that he was on his way to potentially losing the Tony Harrison fight. He was struggling in that fight. And then Tony Harrison got tired, and he started, you know, fading away in the fight, which he does, and his chin is not that great, and Hurd was able to hurt him late. But Hurd struggled with the Tony Harrison. And I think Austin Trout has given great fighters tough fights, if not losses. So Hurd must either be very, very good or great to beat Trout, or it's going to be made to look bad. I think Trout is in a position to make him look bad, but in a similar way to, not in the exact way to Robert Guerrero, but Austin Trout's old. Austin Trout's a little bit faded. The version of Austin Trout that fought Canelo and Miguel Cotto, that's a very different version of Austin Trout than what we have today. Can he beat a hungry, bigger, faster guy in Jarrett Hurd? Maybe. I think.
Oh, you're harsh. Faded?
He's fading. Is that not? Would you say fading is not accurate? Faded.
I think fading.
Fading is.
I can't say fading because of the level of opposition. It's who he's lost to, and
good point.
You know, he only lost to Jermell.
No, he lost to Jermell Charlo. He also obviously Lara and also Alvarez. But like that Charlo fight, I remember being really impressed with how much Trout had in the tank and his ability to kind of keep up with the younger guy. Because I honestly thought that Charlo had a good chance of stopping Trout. I thought that he was gonna lose some of that edge that he had. He's gonna lose his upper body movement. I thought his footwork would become a little bit more sloppy in that fight because he was coming off like a year layoff. And I thought that he just wouldn't have the power to get Charles respect. He's a big, like, heavy set guy up top. You know what I mean? Very stocky up top. But he's never really showed tremendous power. However, I agree with you, Matt. I don't think this is an easy fight for Hurd. I think if anyone says that Hurd stops him, it's crazy. I'm picking Trout, to be honest with you guys.
I agree. I think Trout, if you look on boxing techniques, if you had like a spreadsheet of all boxing techniques and you had Hurd's name and Trout's name, and which one's better in every single category and every single technique, Trout's almost better in every single way.
Yeah, Hurd's a plotter. Hurd's a plotter, man. Like he plots after you. He has speed, but he doesn't really use it. He doesn't really use combination punching like at all.
He has sloppy defense at times.
Good stamina though.
Good stamina. I'll give you that because I thought that I didn't think he would have that knockout power that late into the fight with the Harrison.
And that doesn't matter, man. These older fighters, they've been around the block, but you know, you don't like putting in as many miles as you used to. You know, you don't want to go to as many rounds as you used to. You don't throw as many punches as you used to.
What about the lack of activity and you know, the between fights that Charlo has? Do you think that works for him or against him? Because like you say, he's an older fighter.
Well, it's Hurd.
Excuse me,
Trout.
Trout. Sorry about that. Do you think the lack of activity for Trout? Because, you know, he only fought once in 2016. And before that, he hadn't fought since 2015.
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely affect him.
You don't think that does like a B-hop thing where it preserves him?
It could be beneficial.
I mean, but it could also be ring rust, right? You know, and then he chose.
We have no idea.
He chose to train in Las Cruces this time instead of, you know, going back to Barry Hunter and being with the young boys in Washington, D.C. You know, he went back to his roots from before, you know, because he did like his last 3 fights or so were with Barry. So he changed things again. So is he getting the same sparring out there in Las Cruces? Who did he call in? Did he fly people in? You know, I mean, that's like, I don't know, Las Cruces, bro. Who's over there?
I have no idea. But if Hurd comes out and wins this, which he can, he absolutely can. This is probably the closest fight of the entire.
Well, he chose this one. I like that. Did you? I don't know if you've seen.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I like that he said that. Like he could have had any other mandatory, but he said he wanted the fight that the fight fans would respect him for. And I think, I know I would definitely give him respect if he gets a decent win over Trout.
And like I said, the guys that have beat Trout are all good and / great names. No one that's mediocre has beat Trout. And I think if Hurd comes out and wins, it would definitely show that. And if he wins convincingly, not controversially, he wins convincingly. I think a lot of people will change their minds about him very quickly. And he might be the guy that we start wanting to see against a Jermell Charlo or Lubin or Lara. Because right now he's not. Right now he's kind of on the outside. He's seen as the sort of the Joseph Parker of the division, the easy picking champion, the new champion on the block. If he doesn't get a good win here, if he gets a bad win even, it will be suspect. And I think a lot of the other champions of this division will start looking at that title as easy work.
Hey, guys, I got to give props to PremierBoxingChampions.com because Ness, we're talking about who he was going to be sparring, right? Well, I just looked it up. And they did an interview with Trout on September 20th. Get this. Right now, we're here in Las Cruces. Am I pronouncing that right, Ness? Am I using enough Hispanic with that? Whatever. His trainer, Louis Burke, sparring with Joey Alday and Keith Hunter. I've never heard of those guys. Have you guys heard of those guys sparring?
Keith Hunter sounds familiar, right?
Is it because of your last name that you share with him?
I know a lot of boxers with the last name of Hunter. Like that's.
You're so popular.
Like a Michael Hunter in the cruiserweight division, I think.
Look, man, I'm just answering questions, Ness. Don't be giving me the crickets.
Who the fuck are those guys?
Who the fuck are those guys? Really?
Don't cricket at the messenger, man. I'm just bringing information.
It ain't for you, but damn. And that's the thing. At least you know Hurd is down there. He's down there sparring with Demetrius Ballard. He's sparring with his own brother, I'm sure. You know, he's got all the DMV area. So interesting. You know, these are all tough fights to pick except for the Lara fight, which is probably bad for Gachet.
And shout out to that being the main event. Shout out to Showtime and Al and whoever thought that would be smart to make that the main event. The easiest fight on the card to pick. Instead of Charlo and Lubin, one of them could be the next star of boxing. So shout out to them.
Yo, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Next star in boxing.
Bring it up. You know me.
Next star in boxing, bro. Does anyone on this panel get the feeling that Showtime is picking Erickson Lubin to win? Or is
no?
I haven't watched enough of their content to say that. So I don't have an informed opinion about it. But I've always felt like Showtime has loved Lubin and they've loved Charlo's. I mean, let's be honest, they've always loved the Charlo brothers. I think this is a fight where everyone is just happy. Like all the Steven Espinosas, the Lou DiBellas, the Al Haymans, they're all thinking, no matter what, we get a potential star. The winner of this fight could be a guy that we hang our hat on for the next 10 years. So regardless, they're happy.
Yeah, I think a lot of the promotion that they were doing for him, because I've been seeing on their Instagram, I think it's really to do two things. One, to show that Lubin belongs in the ring with him despite the age and lack of experience. And two, to help kind of boost for the aftermath. Suppose he loses. Well, if he has a good showing, then you've seen a lot of him. You know that he does have that potential to eventually become a champion and a real player in the division in the near future. So I think it's kind of like Matt said, win, lose, or draw. I think they know that with this fight, it's all good for Showtime.
Well,
that being said, though, I'm picking Charlo because I think Lubin's a little bit too sloppy. When he starts trading and going after the kill, he keeps his hands down. And both Charlo's really good at counterpunching, and I definitely believe in both of their power. So yeah,
I'm glad you're not letting your personal feelings about the Charlo brothers get in the way of your pick, Steven.
Dude, this is the first time I've picked Charlo in 2 years.
I'm glad, Steven.
I know. I was thinking that. And
I gotta share that photo. You guys will die.
Why do you believe you will be his toughest opponent yet?
Well, I'm just different from everyone he's fought. You know, he's to me, he's a paper champion. You know, he's fought for the vacated belt, and he beat two guys that wasn't respected in this division, and Charles Hadley and John Jackson. And now he has a guy like me. I'm young, I'm hungry, and I'm ready to take that title October 14th.
Yo.
Yes.
Those are some strong ass words, or what? He said two guys that aren't respected in the division. I wouldn't have even went as brutal as him with those type of with that type of words, right? I mean,
I just like this revisionist history that he has.
What?
This revisionist history that he has. Like Van Rosen isn't respected in the division. Gabriel Rosado isn't respected. Like you mentioned two guys that may have not been the most established names, but they were hot and up and coming prospects. John Jackson was a prospect at some point. Charles Hadley was a prospect at some point. So are you. So I mean, Lubin. So I don't understand why you're hating on his resume. I think Van Rosen is a very established name in the division. I think that's a better name than anyone on Lubin's resume alone. And then you add Rosado in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been
people forget about those wins. People forget about the Van Rosen win, the Rosado win for Jermell.
Yeah. The thing is that in those wins, he chose to be the boxer, and that's why they don't, remember them. He didn't get the knockout. It was more of an outclassing. But he also faced some good veterans. Josine Alcline, he's been in the ring with numerous people. Good veteran, at least, be getting some rounds with. Demetrius Hopkins, Harry Joe Yorgi. He's been in there with a couple of people. And look at Francisco Santana. If I believe Francisco Santana is the guy that dropped Saddam Ali before the Jesse Vargas fight. So, he's been brought up, and you got to remember he just switched trainers. He's been brought up as a young guy by Ronnie Shields in the very beginning, man. I think he's the goods. This is a tremendous fight. I can't, like you, Matt, I don't understand how this didn't end up being the main event. But hopefully from here, if Charlo can get that win, he moves forward, because, if we're talking, let's say 5 years from now, if Charlo beats Lubin now, Charles Hadley style, and we were all wrong about Lubin.
Sorry, repeat that. So Lubin knocks out Charlo Hatley style.
No, Charlo knocks out Lubin Hatley style, and we were all wrong about Lubin. Would you still be saying that Rosado's the biggest name on his resume 5 years from now? You know what I mean? Because Lubin is making his names off of Charlo today. Charlo will get credit this year the way that we gave Jermell credit for the dude from Philly. Look, I can't even remember his name. Damn. Help me, because that's bad.
Who?
The show. Who?
The dude from Philly?
Yeah.
Like a Sosa?
Nah, the other Charlo fought him. Come on, man. Everybody was souped up. We were all
Julian Williams.
Julian Williams. You see what I'm saying? Those names, because we're so high on them as a prospect, then they get stopped. That hype train stops. That marquee value drops. And then, look, we're waiting for Charlo now to fight. And I mean, Jermell, someone in the 160 pound, he's talking about getting that WBC mandatory. He's saying Triple G can't run. We're not remembering about Julian Williams or Patrick Hyland.
I bet for the first maybe year after, let's say, like James DeGale losing a tight decision to George Groves, people sort of forgot about James DeGale for a bit. People like when you lose, you have to have a bounce back. Like that's natural. You have to have a rebound. Do I think J-Rock has gone the right way about it? Maybe not. Do I think Lubin will if he loses? I don't know. Do I think Lubin can bounce back from a devastating loss? Absolutely. Again, this could all be same with J-Rock. J-Rock could easily bounce back from that loss, and he still could be a force in this division. I don't know why anyone's writing him off after that loss, because it's Jermell fucking Charlo that we're talking about that beat him. We just need to see it. We can't count them out just because they lose. We need to see it. We need to have a wait and see mentality. And I think either guy, if they have a devastating loss in this fight, they can have a bounce back and they can have a rebound. And we're going to see them back in the title contention the next year or two. Both these guys are going to be in the division.
I think it's a write-off, man. I just think it's exactly what you said. Like, they take that loss and then they go quiet. And it's been a year since Julian Williams. I know he had like an off-air fight or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, he fought Joshua Conley in June 30th. That was at 157 pounds for Williams. But he stopped him TKO in the 7th.
But even more established guys that, like, let's say had some difficulty, like a draw before, like a Peter Quillen. Like, he had a draw. He came back, though, and then had a devastating loss. And then was gone for a bit. Then had a bounce-back fight on off-air TV. And now I think he's in Panama or something like that on vacation. He's enjoying life, shout out to him.
And that's bad for him. It's been almost like 2 years since he's been out there. And he had a fight, but the clock is still ticking because that fight was off TV. No fans know about it. The little that know, they didn't say anything nice about it.
So you do think that Lubin or Charlo won't get the leash on the rope, so to speak, from the fans if they have a devastating loss? You don't think that will happen? You think fans are going to be like on their ass saying, like, what are you going to do right now?
No, I think maybe they'll get a pass. I'm just saying, if Lubin doesn't pan out, how much credit are we going to end up giving Jermell later on? That's all. Maybe I went the wrong way of putting that.
Well, how much credit do you give him for beating Lubin now? I mean, we've gone on to discuss about how Lubin is kind of green right now. Like, I think if he beats Lubin, I think his best performance or his best name on his resume is still Vanes Martirosyan.
Wow. See what I'm saying?
Vans is more established than Lubin at that point than Lubin is now. Lubin may be a better win still.
Yo, so if you're Jermell, then you're chilling, right? Because if you have that mindset of a Steven who thinks he's green, he's young, and before that you had Hatley who was inactive, not on your level and smaller, and before that you had John Jackson, which was not on your level and chinny, and before that Joe Steven Alcine. I mean, you're living it up.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's doing, and I don't see any reason why he shouldn't. Because I think if you're him, you're looking at it like how you brought up with the J-Rock situation, and he's able to look at, yeah, this guy's been highly touted. My brother went in there, had a performance of his career, blew up off of it, and I think he's looking to capitalize and do the same thing. I think he's looking at put on a very, very big, great show, and look astonishing. And I think that's going to be because he can, because this Lubin, I think he would have done better if he would have waited like a year or two.
Lubin isn't proven. Lubin is not battle tested.
Damn, put that on a shirt.
Charlo is. Charlo is 100% battle tested, 100% proven. We know what Charlo is, and we know that his ceiling is high and he's only going to get better. We don't know what we have with Lubin. We've never seen him on the back foot really have to box because a guy is pressuring him in his face. We've never seen him hurt. We've never seen him in a dogfight. We've never seen him do a lot of things because no one's done it because of his lack of real competition so far. This is a lot too soon for Lubin. I think anyone picking against Lubin isn't saying that Lubin's bad. It's saying that we just don't know what we have with him yet. We don't know if he is the next second coming of Joe Frazier or if he's just another good boxer. And I think this fight is going to say a lot about Lubin, more so than it's going to say about Charlo.
Did anyone see that Lubin is comparing this fight to Mayweather? Not comparing it, but I guess comparing it, saying that his fight is similar to Mayweather Corrales.
Oh, wow. That's a shot. That's a shot at Charlo right there. And it's funny because, like, Corrales is one of my favorite boxers of all time, to be honest. And he was a fantastic boxer, but there were levels of difference between him and Mayweather. So if he's saying he's Mayweather and Charlo's Corrales, he's basically saying that he's levels and levels above him. And I don't know if he can put in that performance.
I don't know what he's saying, man. I guess it would have been good to have the audio because if you think about it, how could he beat Mayweather? Mayweather was a champion already. Corrales was very established already. He was 30-0 at the time. He was considered a threat. The only bad thing about Corrales was really that he was coming down in weight, I believe, right?
I don't know if he was coming down in weight, but I know that Mayweather was on the come up. I forget if he just come off the Castillo.
They met at 130, and it was definitely not. I know weight was something. If you do some sort of check, weight was some sort of issue in that fight.
But again, Mayweather was pound for pound at that point. Like, people forget about that. Mayweather was pound for pound at like 24 years old. He was in the pound for pound top 10. Lubin hasn't been that. Lubin hasn't been a multiple weight champion already. Like,
so you're also not picking Lubin?
No, I'm not picking Lubin.
Oh my!
I can't pick him. I love Lubin. He could go out there and prove me wrong, prove Steven wrong, and I think proving the majority of people wrong, and I won't be surprised. But I can't pick him.
Wow. Why? Because he hasn't done anything for you?
It's a similar reason why I can't pick Hurd over Trout. Because we have one guy that's shown us that of his level, and we have one guy we really don't know what his level's at.
Yeah, but remember I used to say that, and people would say, oh, Ness is more about the eye test. It's not about resume.
That's great. And eye test, when it comes to close fights, I think is really subjective and almost pointless. I think who has shown examples of executing proper game plans. That to me is more interesting than who passes the eye test in a close fight. Because in a close fight at the top 5 in the division, you need to have a great game plan. You need to be able to execute it. Doesn't matter if you pass the eye test. That's arbitrary. That's subjective. That doesn't matter. That's ethereal. That's nothing. You know, I want to see hard data. I want to see evidence. I want to see something in the fight against great opposition, against competitive fights. And Hurd and Lubin have not done that for me.
Hey, just to backtrack, just because I know there's probably a couple of our listeners that are pulling their hair out when we were talking about the Corrales Mayweather thing. What happened was Corrales was the IBF champ at 130, vacated it because he was like, I'm going to go up to 135, then signed to find Floyd Mayweather and had to come back down to 130, even though he had planned on moving back up to 135. So he was having a little bit of difficulty with weight.
Bomb Squad! The Bomb Squad was not supposed to be played, but Deontay is possessed.
Yo, but you weren't upset at all for playing it. Let's be honest.
I said he's possessed.
We're happy.
He kept looking for any excuse to play that.
But
yeah, so are you picking Lubin then? Because you
know
that I wasn't.
You know, I've been called sentimental,
bias
in the past. I've been called bias. I've been called picking with my heart. But I was doing my research. I heard the Hipster say, "Oh, I'm gonna go back and watch tapes." I said, "Let me do a Google search." You know, they made it so easy for me nowadays. I could just talk into my cable box remote and tell them, "Hey, put some Lubin fights on," and YouTube pops them on the TV. And the first thing that came up was my very own interview with Lubin 1 year ago when I decided to drive 1,300 miles to see this young prospect before ESPN decided to name him Prospect of the Year, before the world decided he was going to be the guy to defeat or face Jermell Charlo. TBV had a keen interest in Erickson the Hammer Lubin. And from back then, he's intrigued me. His story is definitely I don't know, one that we will see, you know, how it gets written on Saturday night. Because, I mean, think about it. 18 years old when he started, people pegged him to go to the Olympics. He decided to turn pro. Mike Tyson signs him. His promotional company fails, and voila, Al Heyman swoops in. And, I mean, look, 12 months later, title shot, Showtime. Definitely a prominent network when it comes to boxing. Now, when it comes to the actual fight, I'm with you, Matt. I really am. I feel like, how could you not pick Jermell, who's, like you said, battle tested? I mean, I don't even want to really say much. You said all the correct points. I'm just killing myself now because I'm like, wait, everything people have argued with me for the past year, all of a sudden in this fight doesn't matter anymore. Eye test doesn't matter anymore.
You want me to argue for Lubin? I can make an argument for Lubin.
No, I'm just saying. I just find it weird all of a sudden that the eye test doesn't matter anymore. Is Charlo that good that all of a sudden eye test goes out the window?
No, I think if Lubin had went out there and done what he's done against all of his opponents so far, and he did that against Evander Rosen, for example, we would all go, wow, he could probably go and beat everyone in this division. But we just, again, haven't seen that. But I will say this. J-Rock and the whole Jermell Charlo situation and how that comparison has been so evident in this fight, I think is a bad comparison on two reasons. One, we as the boxing public, I think, have a consensus that we think Jermell Charlo is the better brother.
Wait. Well, I think that at one time there was that.
Okay, at one time. That's not accurate. At one time there was a consensus that Jermell Charlo was the better brother. Second, I think there's a massive consensus right now that Lubin is a much more highly decorated and better prospect going into this fight than J-Rock was going into his fight.
And you see, I don't think so. I think that, yes, there's more hype behind Lubin, and I don't mean that negatively.
He passes the eye test so much more than J-Rock did.
Oh, come on, bro. J-Rock spanked Centennial, who
way more power.
J-Rock spanked Centennial. He was more technically sound. He was fucking a jabber. Come on, man. Come on.
That may not be what you need to be.
Yo, people were actually saying that Jermell was ducking J-Rock. Don't forget it. J-Rock thought Trout was ducking him. J-Rock, don't say that J-Rock was less touted. No. I think that especially with the hardcores, J-Rock was definitely his name was
No. You made a distinct difference there. Hardcores think Lubin's the real deal. I don't think they ever thought J-Rock.
No, I hear you.
Hipsters like me thought J-Rock was the real deal.
No,
the people that pick our nose up at people and go, yeah, we know boxing, hashtag you know shit about boxing. Those people, they thought J-Rock was the boogeyman of the division.
Well, I don't know about boogeyman. We just thought he was talented. And there is a feedback on one of the ends, but we just thought he was talented is all I can say. Listen, it's gonna be interesting, because if I go according to my old style of picking, Steven, it's easy. It's Lara, Jermell, Trout. But again, eye test, man. All these things come into play. I don't know. I'm going to let my listeners convince me. I need your help, guys, because, Steven Calderoni and Matt, the Hipster Hunter, are writing off Erickson.
I like how you're using that term, writing off, because we're not. And secondly, I like how you're not making a pick right now and hedging it and pushing it for the end of the show, which
In
you
hopes
know
that-
you're not going to do anyways.
Yeah, in hopes that you guys forget. No, I always do
We
that.
all know Ness is the one riding off. He's riding off of Lubin and in the sunset because you know he's picking him. He's got that sentimental pick.
He loves Florida. He just wants to go to Florida all the time and just hang out there in the sun and everything.
I love Houston.
Everyone loves Houston. Come on.
Dallas, where we were at. Was it Houston or Dallas where we were at?
Well, we were at Dallas, but everyone loves Houston as well. Dallas.
Houston and Dallas. I love Dallas. Dallas ain't bad. They got
Very quickly, I somebody in the chat said it's at the very beginning of the show, and I thought it was a really good idea or point.
Yo, Marty Sway is such a hater. Everybody's a hype job to him.
Hashtag cut me off. Anyways,
don't bring people up from the chat.
Anyways, I'm not bringing up their name. I'm bringing up a point. If Charlo goes out and whoops Lubin, Derek James, is he trainer of the year?
Hell yeah. I don't know if he'll get it though. But yo, you got to start watching. But I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, because look at how both my co-hosts are sitting here telling me that Lubin is green. So if Charlo does what he's supposed to do, why would you give him credit? That's what I'm saying. But you should. You absolutely should. But I'm just saying it's like an oxymoron a little bit. But yeah,
I think Lubin's still going to lose this fight. And I think it's going to be a great competitive fight. But I think Lubin's going to come back and fight Charlo again. I think this could be a trilogy. I think that.
Oh my God, no. Not the way the Charlos are talking. Did you watch the stuff that we did with them? I mean, listen, Jermell is saying that Jamal shouldn't even get in the ring unless he's a main event and being paid $1 million.
I understand that sentiment. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying I understand that sentiment. At least the main event. Main event makes sense. Charlo should be a main event. Both of them should be main event. The fact that they're not being pushed more is ridiculous.
I don't even understand how Lara goes from fighting
Yuri Foreman.
Exactly. I was going to say Captain Hook.
Yeah, I don't even know how he gets that fight at all.
And then he gets another main event. I mean, he main event. That one was in Florida, too. So he got the main event in his hometown in front of all his Cuban peoples. And then they bring him back like, yo, come to New York and be our main event here, too. I mean, Lara must have some naked pictures of Al Heyman. I'm just saying. How is he getting this off?
He just really believe that he got some star power from the Canelo fight.
No, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they got metrics and stuff to I mean, maybe.
They must have something.
Maybe.
Because all of us here, that I guarantee you there is no one on this show that's going to call in and say Lara Gachet should be the main event over Charlo Lubin.
No, I mean,
let's try to think about it like this.
No,
so if we're watching the event and you watch.
Oh, Steven.
I guess we won't think about it like that, Steven. We'll wait for you to reboot.
Oh, no.
Matt, I was going to cut him off anyway, and I was going to say, let's think about it like this. I lost my train of thought.
It's unfortunate that it does happen. You know, when you combine hours and hours of work, a little sleep, and tons of kush. That can happen.
All right, so let's talk about Lara because we got to open up these phone lines pretty soon, and we got some other headlines because we still got to talk about Robert East
Groves versus Jamie Cox. We have PBC on Fox, which
and
double header that I'm really upset about.
My boy Eubank Jr. is picking Groves, by the way, obviously. But Lara, man, such a tough fight he's in, bro. Gachet, he started at like 168 in the amateurs and in the pros, and he's been working his way down. He's worked his way down to 54. But honestly, if Erickson Lubin isn't battle tested, proven, then fuck, man. Gachet definitely isn't. He's looked bad every time I've watched him.
He's lost, arguably, a lot of times that I've watched him.
Really quick, Zorang Kubrat says Tevin Farmer is fighting for a belt, or for the belt Tank lost. Laugh out loud. Well fucking deserved. Have a coffee on me, TBV. Shout out to Zorang in the super chat. And Boxing Therapy says we haven't seen enough of Lubin to say he will beat Charlo. Why isn't that fight the main event anyway? Lara hasn't done anything to be main event fighter really at all. Thumbs up, TBV. Shout out to Boxing Therapy for the super chat. Matt, I'll be right back. Hold me down.
And very quickly, we do have a special guest coming on the show at the top of the hour. Yes, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going to have Adrian Granados. Yes, the guy that is fighting Sean Porter. Are they fighting for an interim WBC belt? I forget. Or is it? No, it's a silver WBC belt, I believe. I forget exactly. But they're fighting for some version of the WBC belt. But yes, we're having Adrian Granados at the top of the hour, so we cannot wait to have him on. Our lovely producer, Anna Monsterpiece, will bring him on when we get to him. And, of course, the main event, Erislandy Lara versus Terrell Gausha. I remember my first ever event I covered for the Boxing Voice was Robert Guerrero versus David Peralta. And the co-main event of that card was Terrell Gausha versus Steven Martinez. Terrell Gausha lost that fight, I would say, by 2 rounds, and he won that via unanimous decision. That has been sort of my viewpoint of Gausha's career for a very long time. I think Lara should go in there and just whoop him and outclass him. I mean, I think this is...
Do you think there's any chance it'll be a boring fight, Matt?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, well, see, then that's kind of the point I was trying to get to. It's like, if you're a casual fan, you're watching the fight, if you're anybody watching the fight, and you're like, hey, this guy Lara's everyone, because you know all the announcers are going to be saying he's for sure the top of the division. He's the one who's most proven. He might not be the best, but right now he's at the top because he had the best resume. If you're watching the card unfold, wouldn't you say, hey, one of those young guns I saw on the undercard would kick that guy's ass because of the, like, that guy won spectacularly, this guy won boringly. Now I want to see them fight because I want to see the young gun dethrone the old champ. And that's how you build it up. That's why I think that Lara is a top.
I honestly think we're going to have the peak for this show, for the viewership, is going to be during the Charlo Lubin fight. And I guarantee there's going to be a huge drop-off in viewers going into the main event. I may drop off, to be honest. Like, that, it's going to be a long day of boxing at PBC on Fox. You got George Groves versus Jamie Cox that day as well. Like, I may tune out to Lara Gausha just because I know the outcome, or I'm pretty sure about the outcome. I think this is even a worse. Gausha is worse than Charles Hatley, in my opinion. Like, this is a very bad fight, and the fact that this is a main event over 2 fantastic competitive title fights in the same division make no sense, and it only makes sense if they are thinking Lara is this name that the casuals know because of the Canelo fight. And even that makes 0 sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that, like I said, I think they're just trying to build up for the winner of maybe like the co-main event. Who's the second undercard? It would be the Lubin, right? Lubin Charlo. I think the Lubin Charlo winner is eventually going to fight Lara probably by summer.
Hopefully. I think it depends on a lot of things. I think it depends on if Charlo wins, if Lubin wins. I still think the Charlo-Lara relationship is too close right now, to be honest. It's so rare to see friends fight each other and stablemates fight each other, or former stablemates fight each other in this sport. But if we want, I think we were done on that topic. We can just head on to either PBC on Fox or
let's get rid of the UK fights.
Let's get rid of the UK fights in the most disparaging way possible. All of our UK listeners, I'm sorry about that. But I think that's probably one of the second best fights of the weekend. I think it's a similar fight in a lot of ways to Charlo, Lubin, and Hurd, Trout. You have a veteran guy that's arguably a much better boxer in George Groves against a younger guy who is powerful but yet limited, doesn't have the experience behind him, but could win and could be a future guy in that market. I think George Groves should win handily. I think he's just a far better boxer. I think Jamie Cox has no idea how to deal with the awkwardness of a George Groves. I think this may be a fight that is competitive at first, and then George Groves figures it out, gets into a rhythm, and starts getting ahead on the scorecard. That's gonna be my sort of thought on that. I wonder what World Boxing Super Series is gonna do. I wonder if they're gonna fix this time delay. What's the term? I forget the term. But anyways, where they start the show past when it's live. I hope they don't do that anymore. I know they are still doing that. I know it's no longer available online for the U.S. market. That makes no sense to me when you aren't showing the event live on TV. Why is it not available live online? It's ridiculous. What's up, Ness?
What's up, bro? What's up? So where are we, man?
George Groves, Jamie Cox.
Yeah, this is one of those I watch him when I got to type of fights, man. Jamie Cox, I had the opportunity of interviewing him in DC. He came with Hearns one time. I forgot which fight, but he was out there. He's been the mandatory for some time in that division, or ranked highly in the WBC, I believe, in that division. Maybe when DeGale was around, I'm not sure. But the point is, never really paid attention. Always heard good things from him or about him. And now will be the time, because I know George Groves. That is someone that I'm invested in. I've watched numerous of his fights, so he's a perfect barometer for me to actually gauge exactly where Cox is at. Now, speaking of both men, Eubanks feels Groves is going to win. Obviously wants that fight in the end. For him, it'll be a unification. I know Matt doesn't deem it as one due to the IBO strap. But, I mean,
unification. You are absolutely right.
Technically it's not, because, hey, the WBA, that's a regular belt. That ain't the fucking the official one either way, right? But yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm gonna watch that fight. That's about all I can say, and wait to see, does Cox impress me, or does Groves continue to move forward with his career? I thought he was getting pretty old, and we seen him take a couple of tough losses. And I remember that, I think it was like Rabisky fight or something like that. I didn't expect him to even bounce back from there. And now look at him being a champion and all. So, I'll watch him.
And there's a couple losses on his record that now, looking back at it, don't look as bad. Like the Badu Jack loss, for example, doesn't look as bad, seeing as where Badu Jack has gone and how he's gone up a division, and he's looking, really good in the division.
Good point. And DeGale as well, right? But even though he holds that win over DeGale, even though I feel he lost to DeGale. So the Tevin Farmer news, we've been knowing for some time now that Tevin Farmer was going to get this opportunity at the belt that, Tank vacated due to missing weight. But he's going to fight somebody we never heard of. But it's, good for him, because then maybe Tank will have to fight him now for that belt back, because Tank did say like he wants that belt back, but I know he's going through some legal things as well, Tank is. So I don't know, man. Boxing is crazy. It's like loving hip hop.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything 100% official about that yet. Have you? I know I hear rumors and it's planning to, and all those
floating around for sure.
I can't wait to hear more on that. I know the guy he's fighting isn't the greatest, but he's been in there at I know if I saw the name, I could probably say it to you, but I don't have it in front of me. He's a Japanese fighter. He's definitely a guy that should give him a good fight, but not someone that should win. And it's one of those things where it's, Tevin Farmer for a vacant belt. Okay. Like I want to see Tevin Farmer versus Gervonta Davis. Like that's the fight I want to see at that division right now. Like I don't care about any of those guys fighting anyone else until I see that fight.
Listen, let's be a little fair. Damn, we got our guests. Let's not forget that we got to talk about the West Coast cards. Even though, we don't care about them, we got to talk about them.
All right, guys, I am bringing on Monster Peace now. Monster, are you there?
Yo, I'm here. Thank you, guys.
Yo.
On the line.
Adrian Granados, what's going on, my friend? Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to give us the opportunity to interview you here on the Boxing Voice. We appreciate it, man. How's everything going?
No, my pleasure, my pleasure. Boxing is life, and I'm feeling great, man. Just feeling good. Just finished up with my conditioning right now, and we're closing in on 3 weeks from the big night. So I'm excited.
3 weeks away. That is one tough task. Sean Porter usually is calling people out and forcing people to sign the contract. What made Adrian Granados say yes so quickly?
No, well, y'all know me. I ain't afraid of nobody. I ain't, I'm a throwback fighter. You put the paycheck and put the fighter in front of me, I'll take them all out. It's a good fight with Sean Porter. It's a great opportunity. He's a huge name in the welterweight division. Top 4, top 3. Whatever all the consensus is saying. He's a great individual too. I know he's a man of God as well as I am. So, he's a gentleman. I've met him and his father earlier this year a couple times in different fights, and they've been nothing but cordial with me. So, yeah, it's good. Usually when it's gentlemen like that, it usually makes for a war and a fireworks fight. So that's what I'm expecting on November 4th.
Hey, Adrian, this is Steven, one of the co-producers. So the fight is weeks away, and I just got to ask, because Sean Porter is such a tough opponent, most people do everything they can to not fight him. How much time did you get to train for him? How far in advance did you know you were going to be fighting him? Because I know sometimes fighters will know way before anything is even announced. Have you had proper time to train?
Well, yeah, I had enough time. I mean, I was getting ready. I was supposed to fight this Saturday off TV because, myself, just like Sean Porter, I don't have as big of a name as he does. So I haven't necessarily been calling anybody out, but I've answered every call out I've gotten, and also every opportunity that's been presented to me, I've said yes. It's just things haven't materialized. So I'm just like, all right, well, let me just stay in the gym. There's times that I've been in and out, but I've always maintained, a decent endurance, I got the call for an off-TV fight, a get busy fight. I didn't even call it a stay busy. It's a get busy because it's been long enough since my fight with Adrian Broner. So I was in the gym for about 2 or 3 weeks already getting ready for my fight. So, but when I got the call officially, it was 5 weeks to prepare for this fight. So it was 2 weeks ago when I got offered the fight with Sean Porter.
Hey, Adrian, it's Matt, one of the other hosts of the show. Thank you for coming on. Of course, it means a lot to us. And very quickly, did you reach out to Al Heyman asking for this fight, or did Al reach out to you saying that, hey, we have this option for you? Do you want to take it? Which way did it go?
It was my promoter, TGB, bringing it up to my manager, Journeyman Management. And, they offered it to me, and I took a day, with it. I was just like, all right, I had to think it over because my original plans was to return to 140 and try to pick out one of the straps that Terrence left behind. I was hoping to get a win to kind of, get my shot at Mr. Crawford. But, I mean, he's got to make his move, and, he's doing his thing. Shout out to Terrence Crawford. Bud, you know what's up. It's my guy, good guy right there. But yeah, no, back on me. Yeah, I was originally going back to 140, but it seemed like all the offers were being at 147. So I kind of, I'm kind of like I like to say, I'm that stepchild of boxing. I'm that, I'm that black swan that just can't get a break. So once again, the odds are against me. I know I'm the B side. I know it's all the usual, but I mean that ain't nothing I ain't used to, and just another day, another dollar for me.
Adrian, so how do you convince the fight fan that you're more than just the B side? You know what I mean? Like, you've been in there with similar opposition because you and Sean Porter share the Adrian Broner fight. I mean, my own co-host consistently brings you up as a guy that arguably beat Adrian Broner, is how he always puts it. He arguably beat Adrian Broner. So you're in that conversation. What is it about Shawn Porter that you feel you can capitalize on come Saturday? Excuse me, not Saturday, but, you know, fight night.
No. Saturday, November 4th. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think I need to convince anybody. You know, I always put on a good show. I always come to fight. I don't lay down for nobody. You know, and if I take a lick, I'm gonna get up no matter what. You better hit me with that ring post, because I'm gonna keep coming. And you know, I ain't afraid of nobody. I ain't afraid to back down. I have that Mexican heart. I'm proud of my heritage and my Mexican parents. My dad from Nuevo Leon, my mom from heritage of Coahuila. I always represent my Mexican roots. And, you know, of course, yeah, I came up through, you know, the Great Lakes as an amateur. So, you know, Shawn does know about that. He knows about my amateur pedigree. I had around 60, 70 amateur fights, and I finished off as a reserve for the Mexican Olympic team, you know. So, you know, I've been in there with former world champions such as Kermit Cintron and Adrian Broner, and both fights I believe I won. You know, I took on Leonardo Tyner when I only had 5 fights, and I beat him, in my opinion, you know, but I got the draw because, you know, politics again. You know, same thing with Frankie Gomez, same thing with Brad Solomon, same thing with Felix Diaz. All my losses, all my draws, they're all controversial. Nobody has convincingly beat me, and I don't plan on changing that this next fight. Like, you know, I'm coming out for the win like I always do. You know, and I'm looking at this, you know, I mean, you know, it's a great opportunity for me, but to me, it's, you know, it's a fight. It's a fight, you know. I mean, it's going to be on a great stage. I'm excited to be fighting on Showtime again. I'm excited to be fighting at the Barclays Center. I was there twice as a guest, once for the Carl Frampton and Leo Santa Cruz #1, and the second time for Thurman Garcia. So, you know, it was 2 times that I was watching exciting fights, and I'm like, man, I can't wait till I'm under these bright lights. And now November 4th, I have my opportunity, and you know, I'm coming for the W.
Hey, Adrian, so considering that you wanted to try to get one of those junior welterweight straps, are you happy that this fight's gonna be taking place at 147? Because, like you said, you are coming off a layoff from the Adrian Broner fight. So, would it have been tough for you to get back down to 140? Was your fight that you previously had scheduled at 140 or 147? How do you feel about the layoff and the weight?
No, I mean, I'm fine with it. Like I've said before, I have no problem fighting with either or. You know, weight. My plan is to be just like any other champion. You know, work my way up. I wanted to win a belt at 140, then 47. But if I got to mix it up and go up and down, I'm fine with that too. 47, I feel comfortable. You know, I feel strong. I have no problem making 140 still. You know, I know my diet, I know my body, and I know my limitations. So, you know, I mean, you know, I'm a professional. I've been boxing closing in on 13 years now, you know, so I'm, you know, this ain't my first rodeo.
And then, so you do feel like, considering the layoff, 147 is probably good for you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, Adrian, I know that Shawn Porter usually gets a lot of work with people, so you wouldn't have happened to spar him as well, because I know you've been in the ring with Adrian, both in an actual fight, but also as in sparring and training. Have you ever sparred Porter? Are you familiar with him?
No, never sparred with him, never nothing. I mean, we came up in the amateurs around the same time, but I believe he was playing football at that time, so he was fighting at 165, and I was, say, at 141. But I would always just see him and his pops at the Nationals. Like, I knew who they were, but, I mean, we never crossed paths. And as far as sparring goes, no, I mean, you know, I've gone my route, he's gone his.
Yo, so when you were getting ready to fight Broner, were you watching tape of Porter versus Broner? And did you study Porter while getting ready for Broner?
I mean, you know, I'm familiar with his style, so I kind of know, you know, what he likes to do, what he doesn't, you know, like, I mean, I don't know him personally or anything, but I mean, you know, from an outsider's point of view, you know, I'm familiar with his style. But I mean, no, I just watch fights. I always tell people I became a fan of boxing first, and then I ended up being a boxer. You know, I grew up watching boxing, you know, since I can remember. And so I watch all fights just for the action of it, for the entertainment. The Broner fight with him, with Shawn Porter, it was a good fight. You know, Sean did what he had to do. He out hustled Adrian, and you know, Adrian even made Adrian uncomfortable. You know, Adrian was still dangerous though, and he wasn't able to catch Sean. But I think it was just Sean, you know, his over aggressiveness. So I mean, I just study tapes like I don't even, you know, I don't really even put the face to it. I just watch the fight, you know, and it was a good fight. And I mean, you know, I've watched his fights live, like on TV, you know, and he puts on a good show too all the time. You know, that fight with him and Thurman was a great fight. I watched that with a close buddy of mine and, you know, his son, and we enjoyed it, you know, at a restaurant. We were watching it. It was a great fight, and I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to mix it up with him now.
I guess I'll step in.
Yeah, I thought you would.
I should virtually jab him right now. Adrian dropping the ball like that. Man, so listen, since I got you, there are some other fights on that date and some issues happening. This is a WBC fight. How many times have you been tested by VADA?
I mean, I haven't yet. You know, I'm ready for it though. You know, you know, they know all my schedule. You know, they know when I'm at Garfield. They know when I'm at, you know, with my personal trainer. They know where my family lives. They know where I live. You know, I've seen Mauricio Suleiman, and you know, I actually had a bone to pick with him at first because I'm upset how in the 140-pound division I'm ranked number like 13, and Amir Imam's number 1 again. You know, I have nothing against Amir Imam. You know, I know. You know, I took, you know, his O, but I mean, he got 2 fights against guys with, I think, a combined of 42 losses or something. How does that get you number 1 again? And I'm number 13. You know, when I fought Adrian Broner, you know, and like I fought a tune-up fight too, but I mean, I didn't take no easy pickings, you know, like.
But Granados, that fight with Broner wasn't at 140. You guys fought at 47, so you can't be ranked at 40. Both your fights have been at 47. Now this one's going to be at 47. Hard to rank you high at 40 if you've been fighting at 47. He probably got you ranked at 47 in the BC.
I'm fine with that. I don't care with that. I'm just saying, like, I see other names there, but I mean, it's either or. I don't even really care about the politics. My thing is just like, let me get my title shot soon enough, and I know winning this fight, it'll give me a line for one. So, you know, I'm not even gonna, you know, I'm not even gonna spar with all that.
Now, I hate to say what are you doing differently in camp, but honestly, what are you doing differently? We both know that Sean Porter is not like anyone else you've ever fought. He's gonna keep coming all night. You got to be putting in rounds, you got to be putting in miles, and you got to be doing that shit when you sleep too to beat Porter, because he just doesn't stop coming forward. He doesn't stop punching. He's a mauler. His head's in your chest, is all in your face. Your head is swelling now because you know it gets ugly in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to find a sparring partner to portray him.
Wait, no, you got. Listen, guys, you guys could say all that stuff. He puts on his socks just like I do. He puts a shirt on, his underwear, his pants, just like I do. So I ain't gonna even like. I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm doing what Adrian Granados has to do to be the best Adrian Granados.
All right, I'm just making sure that we're gonna get a Adrian Granados that has the stamina at 100, because with Porter you have to be able to, you know, fight for 3 minutes of each round because he's gonna push you. I mean, look at what he did to Broner.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, I mean, it's like I understand where you guys are coming from. I know what I signed up for. I know what's coming, and you know, and bring it on. You know, I'm doing what I have to do. I've done all my homework. I'm easy rolling now. You know, I'm just focused on November 4th, and you know, I'm coming home with a win. You know, for me.
Would you say that you're a lot taller than him? I feel like you're tall, a pretty tall guy. What are you officially? Because I mean, Steven, what they have him listed at?
5'9". I'm at 5'9". I know I'm taller than him. Yeah.
Oh, 5'9". Wow.
I've met him. Yeah, I've met him face to face. Yeah, I got height on him.
Now, my last question. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're busy, man. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity to get you here on the radio show. Do you feel that you have the ability to what we call around here switch gears? Does Adrian Granados have another gear, or are you gonna be in there in the wheelhouse, letting them hands go? Or if things get, can you switch the gear? Can you get on the back foot? Maybe use your toes, pop the jab.
Hey guys, you guys it's really just diehards who know about me and what I could do. I could do a little bit of everything, I never fight the same. I always say I'm a chameleon to a fight. I'll figure out a way. If I got to bang, I got to bang. If I got to box, I got to box. But everybody with Adrian Broner, they were all expecting me to come out and come shooting off the guns, but I outboxed him that first half, and I know I dominated that first half. Second half got ugly because he just kept holding me. Like, he was just holding me the whole time, and the referee never warned him, but warned me like 2 or 3 times when I wasn't even, the one trying to hold. Like, I was trying to throw punches. But, I knew I was in his hometown. I knew I had 2 Ohio judges that were on the panel. So I'm like, when the fight was over, I knew I won, but I was in my corner. I'm like, it's a split decision now. I'm like, I didn't dominate him. I'm like, I beat him, but I didn't dominate him. I'm in his hometown. Two Ohio judges and an Ohio referee. But it is actually an Ohio judge who scored for me. So, I guess I can't really complain too much there. But I know I won the fight. I've only watched the fight twice since it happened because I just get pissed off. I got plenty of gears, man. I'm like a sports car. I can go fast. I could cruise, whatever I want to do. November 4th, you guys will see. You guys will see. You guys will see November 4th.
Well, that's what I want to hear, brother. I want to thank you, obviously, again for coming on the show. If you have any social media, please give it out so our listeners that don't follow you can do so. And again, we wish you luck. We'll see you live at the Barclay, of course. And
No, yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for having me on. Yeah, for sure. For all the diehard boxing fans that do know me, thank you very much for your love and support in these inconsistent times for my career. You can follow me at El Tigre AG, ELTIGREAG. Same thing for Instagram, El Tigre AG. And also on Facebook, I got Adrian El Tigre Granados. Please hit that like button.
All right, Adrian. Thanks so much, Monster Piece. Thanks so much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Straight from Adrian Granados, calling me Casual Ness. Matt going crazy over there. Ha, 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 ha. He called you a casual. Ha, ha, ha.
Hey, I checked the rankings.
I'm not a casual. I watch these fights.
For the hardcores, for us hardcores that know Granados, we know that he can change levels. Okay, it's okay.
Hey, I checked his rankings. What sucks is he's not ranked at all in the WBC. Brandon Rios is ranked number 13. Adrian Granados is not ranked at all.
This fight will get him ranked if he wins it. Look. He's worried about being ranked at 140, but if he wins here, he's in a title shot, and that's better. The thing is, it's a tough task, man. Tough task, But these opportunities have to happen. These are the real life Rocky stories. You know what I'm saying? This is
5 weeks to train. That's literally Rocky. Have you guys seen Rocky 1? He had 5 weeks to train for Apollo.
Dude, these are the Mickey Ward stories right here, bro. This is how this is how they start. It's gonna take. See, he's in for a tough night because, you need a lot to go wrong and right on those types of nights. And Porter's not that guy. Like he said, he's a religious dude. He's not out drinking the night before, partying, none of that. This dude's like in the gym.
Yeah, he's also not the type of person to overlook somebody. He's very professional.
Exactly. Tough task, but shout out to Granados for signing up for that. Listen, we gotta it's so many fights. I don't even know if we're gonna get to our callers, man.
We're gonna skip all the callers. No callers today, people.
No callers, bro, because look how many fights we got to talk about here. We got.
Did we already finish talking about the Jamie Cox George Gross fight?
Oh hell yeah, because that's only news. You know what I mean? That's not actually happening this week, is it?
It is.
Jeez,
yeah.
Please.
George I hope Groves lays him out.
That is a lot.
I despise Jamie Cox.
Yo, listen, you know what we didn't talk about? Fidel Maldonado Jr. versus Ishmael Basuro. Remember Basuto? Isn't he that the guy that lost to McDonald, I think, in the UK? Or no, Anthony Corolla knocked him out, right? That's how Anthony Corolla made his name. He got the comeback win off of him. Yup.
I think.
Oh yeah, that was him. He's supposed to be this big Venezuelan puncher, this Basuto guy. So let's see. Maldonado is a journeyman. He's been around the Golden Boy, San Antonio, Texas, Los Angeles area, for some time now. So we'll see. Pablo Cesar Cano back in action. Holy smokes.
I think you misused the word forgot to speak on that fight we chose not to speak on that fight.
What, on the Golden Boy fights on ESPN?
Is it on ESPN? I thought it was on TV.
Yeah. You're crazy, bro. They got an ESPN deal. All this is on ESPN. That's the main event. Yo, Maldonado made it to the big league. He's main eventing.
Yo, who cares?
Yo, tell me how Badalso's been a professional since 2005, but has only had, I guess 21 fights isn't bad, but
that is bad,
right?
That's 12
in
years.
Venezuela, where I feel like you could probably get a fight like every other day.
It's like Mexico.
I feel like it's wrong of us not to talk about these guys. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I thought it was on TV. I thought it was.
Oh yeah, Mister. I don't watch them until I have to. You really? Is that what you're gonna say?
Damn, bro. I mean, I'm just saying this is a lot of names.
I have a theory about Ness and why he loves these. Well, let's talk about these no-name cards with all these Spanish fighters.
Ooh.
Because he's the only one.
South American. It's South American. South American. Fuck the UK. Fighter. South America is where it's at for whatever reason.
He's the only one on this panel that can say their names properly. So he's like,
look in Tampa, Florida on Telemundo. Teofimo Lopez, the Honduran beast, signed a top rank in a 6-round lightweight fight. That's pretty good.
That's
Doomsday. There's a lot of fights this week, bro. In London, we got Jason Cunningham versus Reese Bellotti. I don't know who the hell that is. Charles Edwards, Isaac Chamberlain. Who's this? Harlem Eubank. Is that dude have another son that we didn't know about?
I think so.
Oh, snap. I mean, he's a junior welterweight, excuse me.
I have no idea.
Hey, we didn't go over the Mares Santa Cruz.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I'm going down the line.
Slowly.
I'm getting down. I'm trying to name whatever's of note. Leo Santa Cruz is back in the Chris Avalos fight, 12-rounder, because he's going to be defending his featherweight title. It's a build-up fight for the Abner Mares, but Abner Mares actually doesn't want Leo. So we'll see what happens when it's all said and done. But both of them will be fighting on the same night. I like the Leo Santa Cruz versus Chris Avalos fight. Common opponent with Carl Frampton. And the Abner Mares, I don't really remember if I know Andres Gutierrez.
I remember seeing him fight before. I can't remember who I've seen him fight before. I can't remember, though. I remember I've seen him before. I've seen him on some PBC card, on a Tuesday night card, something like that. I've seen him fight. I think this is a huge waste of money and resources that you have this event on Fox. Big time Fox. This isn't FS1. This is Fox. Every TV in America has this channel, and they put this card together. Really?
Yo, you saw that Andres Gutierrez fight Christian Mijares, probably.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, he lost that majority decision in 2016.
I think this is the worst card of the weekend, in my opinion. This is
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Dude, he's right, Ness. No, he's right.
No, I can defend it.
Money. This is why PBC. This is why people think PBC failed. It's because of events like this.
For all the reasons that we love the junior middleweight event is why I hate this one.
See, that's what you guys don't get.
The lower card should be on Fox. Period.
What is the difference between this card and the ESPN one that we just mentioned? At least they're giving you top shelf fighters.
No. The level of fights, the level of competitive fights. How many competitive fights can you name on that card?
Avalos and Cruz is a good fight.
Competitive.
It's a good fight.
Entertainment does not mean competitive. Those are two very different words.
Dude,
Amir Khan Canelo was entertainment.
Thurman's next fight may not be competitive. Sometimes it's like that. You can't. These guys are not fucking tools. You can't just put them in a meat grinder every fight.
I don't understand why you don't understand my words. When I said this is on Fox, big time Fox.
I don't care what network it is on. I don't care. That was Al Heyman who negotiated.
Fox is an equivalent to CBS, NBC. Look at every other PBC card that's on those networks. Hold on, Ness. Look at every other card. Hold on, Ness. Look at every other card on those networks. We had Thurman Garcia this year on CBS, and now we have Mares and Santa Cruz and tune-ups on Fox.
Build up.
I'm sorry, it's bullshit. Like this should be on FS1. This should not be on Fox. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money for PBC. It's a waste of money for.
It's a big card.
Watch these fights on Fox. I'm sorry, it's a waste.
I think it's because it's the end of the year, Steven, and they shared that money. This is a huge card. You got to look underneath the hood, outside of the main event and co-main event, which is Leo Santa Cruz versus Avalos and Abner Mares versus Andres Gutierrez, which I still don't remember watching him versus Mijares. But Eddie Ramirez has been coming up, and now he's going to be facing Antonio DeMarco. Like, they dusted DeMarco off. I thought he was done. Now he's back. I didn't know that. Ivan Redchak is also on this card versus Vernell Williams. That's another good fight.
Look, we shouldn't be happy. Happy about DeMarco.
Those are not good fights. Those are just people we know.
So knowing them doesn't make it fucking good to you? I would rather watch two people I know. It makes me more interested in the fight. I'm more invested versus two people I don't know.
When you
one guy that I know and another guy I don't.
Build an event on one of the 4 main channels in the entire country around cards that are not competitive, around fighters that are really not that well known, it will fail. This card is going to be a failure.
I don't know. Maybe they're expecting the A-sides to shine purposely in front of all the TV.
No one's going to watch. They threw Broner and Thurman and all these big names on a card, and they got 3 million views, I think, on Fox, something like that. So what is this going to do? This is a waste of money.
Yeah, it's also during a time when there might be other things going on. Like, I don't watch football, but there might fucking be a game on or some shit like that.
As the fucking Lara card, I'm assuming.
No. This fight is, I think, from 4 to 6:30.
Okay.
And then the other fights after. So kind of one leads into the other. It's PBC. They're not going to have their 2 fighters.
But again, this is bad planning on Heyman Boxing, PBC, whatever you want to call it, whatever name you want to give it. The fact that they put the Lara, Jermell Charlo, Lubin card on premium network instead of Fox makes 0 sense to me. Makes 0 sense. And
well, let's not just hate on it. Let's think of some. Let's not just hate on it. Let's think of what would have been some positive solutions. Who would we have rather seen?
I don't know.
Santa Cruz and Mares fight, if not each other.
It's not about who we would rather see. Maybe we're not understanding the deal.
What deal? What deal?
The deal between the networks and the promoter.
What do you mean networks? There's no Fox deal with Heyman or PBC. There's no deal. This is a buy for time.
All right. If it's still a time buy, then there's your answer, Matt. That's what I'm saying. That's your answer. If it's still a time buy, maybe Showtime is offering way more money for those middleweights, and he needs to take that money, or the company needs to take that money, and then they can fucking put up all these other fighters. Because remember, when you got all these fighters, you got to get them fighting. Whether you like the cards or not, they got to fight. You sign them to 2 and 3 fight year contracts, and you got to meet those obligations, bro. So I don't understand,
all I know is short money is bad money. And looking for a quick cash grab and a licensing fee from Showtime for this card, if that's the theory, and Fox wasn't the same because it's a time buy, is exactly why PBC is failing. And
short money is bad money. Matt, you're just making T-shirts today. Throw that on a shirt too. I hope Enrique's listening.
Boxingvoice.com/store. I'm assuming that's
saying. It is what it is. I mean, in the eyes of the optimists, glass half full. Hell yeah. They should have been on free TV. More eyes will see them. They'll gain more popularity.
It's better for the PBC brand. It's better for a lot of things. Yes.
But we don't know We don't know why things are being done the way they're being done, man. You know, I guess you're right. Then it doesn't make any sense. But I think that it's just too many fighters, bro. It's just too many fighters. You got to get them all fighting. I can't believe, is that Roberto? I got to check this. This can't be right.
You on Box Rec right now? Having
No,
fun?
I'm still on the schedule, and I think I'm seeing a name by the name of Roberto Maracuing. I can't even believe that this would be the same. I hope it's not the same one because, wow, they're dusting a lot of guys. A lot of guys off, man. Oh, no, this is a young cat. All right. Well, don't all talk at once while I'm reading.
I didn't know what you were leading into now.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna start listing all the fighters that people are dusting off
on this card that no one cares about.
I mean, look, I'm just trying to do my due diligence and going through the schedule. I don't want any West Coasters hitting me up all while I'm sleeping. Yo, you ain't even talk about Leo. Leo's the fucking next Mexican great.
Yo, if you're objective in any sense and you're from California on the West Coast and you're a Leo fan, but you're still objective, you can say that this card is trash. We wanted Leo Abner Mares. We wanted that fight. That fight in LA is
Santa
big.
Cruz on his card, B.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, because you started talking.
You got Antonio Santa Cruz on his card.
Oh, Antonio Santa Cruz. Oh, the legend himself.
He's in a 6th rounder. Bantamweights.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yo. So Harrison is also back on the New York Showtime card that you wish was on Fox.
Tony Harrison?
Yep.
Shout out to Tony Harrison.
That's nice of them to bring him back like that, you know? That's how you keep guys, you know? That's nice.
He's a guy that 10 years ago, after the losses he had, would never be seen again.
George Aries. I think this is that Dominican heavyweight, bro. I seen him yesterday. I went to the media workout yesterday for this fight, and I seen him met this guy. But, boy, he's pretty short, man. Pretty short. I wish he wasn't all the way over there and stuff so that I could. Yeah, he's only got 8 fights. He's green, heavyweight. Debut 2014. He's ranked very, he's only got 8 fights, right? So, but yeah, he's an orthodox fighter. He's listed at 6 feet, but I swear that has to be a lie.
Well, Ness, you are tall.
No. I seen him in the ring, man. I seen him in the ring. Sure.
Who's he promoted by?
Maybe DeBella, doing business with DeBella. Definitely. He's from the Bronx, New York area.
Probably a smaller promoter.
Yeah, because he's got a lot of fights here and on that Upper East Coast. So
yeah,
they could be selling him. They could be selling him. So they're gonna big him up. They're gonna say he's taller than he is. They're gonna say that he's probably got a longer reach than he actually has. They'll probably say he's younger than he really is.
Well, he's from the New York area, and they need him for tickets. He's fought at the Paramount Theater, same place that Chris Algieri built his bones from. He's fought at Madison Square Garden. He's fought here in Newark at the Prudential Center. He's even gone to Philly. So he's definitely a tri-state area fighter, and he sells tickets. Remember, this is the same card that Big Baby complained about, right? Am I right or no? No, Big Baby was complaining about November 4th, right? Was it November 4th or this one?
No, it was November.
Okay. So guess not. But same tactics, right? Like put up a bunch of New York City fighters on a card to sell tickets. I don't see how Big Baby thinks that's wrong. I guess you got to sprinkle in the rest of what he said, which is it's too soon to put undefeated fighters together. I mean, but maybe because, I mean, look at what happened to Eddie Gomez. I always remember that one. But damn, he did pass the undefeated fighter test. He failed against Francisco Santana. That's who Stone Cold Steve Austin them.
Some people just we don't know if they're the goods until they're in that moment and then they prove themselves. And then there's guys that we slowly realize aren't the goods and they're still undefeated. And we kind of go, well, they have to fight someone at this point, even though we know that they aren't the goods.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think there have been several guys that are like that. Like
Shawnee Monaghan, or am I pronouncing his last name right?
Shawnee Monaghan's
That's
a
perfect example.
perfect example of a guy that went undefeated, and a lot of people knew that he wasn't the goods. But there were some people that was like, oh, he's this undefeated guy, blah blah blah. And they went with that. They rode with that, even though we all knew it wasn't legit. An undefeated record and everything.
We were talking about the light heavyweight division one day, and one of us brought his name up, and then somebody else was like, dude, he's straight trash. Why are we talking about him?
Yeah.
That was probably me saying that he's trash.
You're so mean.
I am mean.
Shawnee Monaghan would batter you. Pillar to
Shawnee
post.
Monaghan probably would batter me.
All right.
There's a lot of people that I talked about on the show that probably would kick my ass.
So don't be saying that. Don't be.
These are my opinions.
Yo, Rennell Williams, man, undefeated fighter from Ohio, is going to be taking on Ivan Redchak on that card as well.
The Mares card, right?
Yep. What time is that? Damn, Matt, you're going to be here. Super duper cool. We're going to watch all this shit. That's a lot of boxing, bro.
So
we're probably not even going to be around for this. What time is this one starting? We're probably going to be at the gym for this.
No, that'll be on at 7 p.m.
Jeez.
Eastern time.
So much fights.
Yeah, and then we have the UK fights, which are before that, so that should be like what?
Yeah, we're not gonna watch those.
Whoa,
those are gonna be like on a .com somewhere with streams and bad things.
Bad things like what? Like porn? Like
like fucking pop-ups and shit.
So
Richardson Hitchinson, the TMT sign. Lou DiBella promoted, and no, excuse me, it's actually TMT. Mayweather promoted.
He's not Lou.
Yeah, he just fights on all Lou's cards. He's being built up in the New York City area because he's from Atlas Cops and Kids Gym in Brooklyn. And Julian Sosa, the son of Arliano Sosa, who's the trainer of Big Baby Miller, he's in action in the welterweight division. This kid's pretty good, Julian Sosa. Decent left hook. So if you can see that, check it out. If you're live in the building, you'll probably be able to see all these preliminary bouts. Dillian Price, he's also someone to watch out for. Cordell Booker, God's gift, he's pretty good. Undefeated, been sparring Sean Porter for some time now. Junior middleweight, check him out. Also on the undercard, Cindy Serrano. Matt, I know how much you love watching the females.
Yeah, and the Serrano sisters are dope. They are very talented.
Yeah, they're legit.
Legit. So I think we got about everybody. Oh, no, we got George Groves versus Jamie Cox, 12-round fight, obviously, for Groves WBA. We talked about that. Patrick Nielsen finally made a co-main event. He's going to get on TV. I've been receiving press releases about this dude forever and a day. He's facing John Ryder. I've heard of him. But I'm probably not going to watch any of these fights. Except the main event.
Not at all. You're not.
No, just the main event.
You may watch the main event.
There's no one even else on this card that interests me. I don't see any name that is remotely familiar.
Yep, but it's still a better card than the StubHub card. So
you're lying.
I'm not.
Why? Because of the main event?
Yes, the main event trumps every single fight.
Yo, Jamie Cox is not even known or tested. Get out of here. Just like you said, not battle tested.
Yo, I hope Groves knocks Cox out.
It's a much better fight than what we're getting on Fox.
Yeah, whatever, bro. Like you said, you're the type of guy that sticks your nose in the air.
I am. I'm an asshole.
Well, there you go. So I think that does it. Let's get to the phone lines. You know the number 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time if you want to voice your opinion. You want to talk a little junior middleweight boxing because that's definitely taking place this weekend, or you want to talk about those West Coast cards that Matt is dying to watch. He's probably got him DVR'd even though he's traveling. Matt, what time are you flying tomorrow?
I leave at 10 a.m. My plane should take off. I'll get there at 7 p.m. local time in Newark Airport.
Yo,
where are you flying out of?
You shouldn't even said that.
LAX, come on.
You shouldn't even said that. Hashtag stalkers, man. They're watching. Better be careful, Matt. You got a little pocket knife or something?
Can't take a pocket knife on a plane?
Dude, as long as it's not more than 3 fingers, bro.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you can definitely take a knife on the plane.
Snakes on the plane too, yes. Steven.
You can definitely take snakes on a plane. Samuel L. Jackson.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Yes.
I'm going to bring on somebody because I don't want to get my head bit off by the monster. You got that soundbite for it? You got our intro?
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
I'm a motherfucking monster!
Wow, really?
Yo, you're never happy.
Really? I couldn't find one single fucking person that's going to the fight. And then the people that are going, their section is sold out. So I'm going to be like sitting by myself? Hell no.
Monster's never happy.
I know.
How are you never happy, Monster Piece?
But didn't you just hear what I fucking said?
Everybody in that arena is a boxing fan. You're gonna be sitting next to someone that is a hardcore.
Ness, successful people are never satisfied.
I hear you.
Make that into a t-shirt.
This is a t-shirt TBV show.
You guys are cute. Listen, we got a good fight this weekend. We definitely are busy. We're gonna be at home chilling, watching fights, so can't complain. This weekend is pretty much jam-packed. So I'm gonna make my picks real quick. I'm picking Trout. I'm picking Trout. I'm picking Lara. Because I really don't know much about Gausha. I'm going to keep that real. Between Charlo and Lubin, honestly, I'm conflicted. I want to pick Lubin because of potential, but I also want to pick Charlo because of what I know he's capable of doing. So that one is a hard one. So I'm going to go out of a limb here and pick Lubin. Sorry, wow. Sue me, guys.
No, I like that. Anyone who wants to root against Charlo, I'm all for that. I'll support you.
Are you picking Lubin too? I didn't hear you earlier.
Nah, I'm actually picking Charlo. I can't pick Lubin. Nah, I just hate on the Charlos, but like.
I know. I hate on the Charlos too, but I actually like Jermell more than Jermell. I never had an issue with Jermell. I have more issues with Jermell when I meet him in person, but that's a whole other story. But the point is, I don't know.
She's got stories too.
You never know. You just never really know with boxing. And I don't want to be the one that, picks Charlo just because, it's Charlo. I want to challenge myself a little bit. This is a challenge for Lubin. And why not? I mean, if you're a guy that's really aiming for greatness and for stardom, you got to challenge yourself. So I don't think this whole narrative of, is he ready or not, it shouldn't even be discussed. He's a fighter. He should always be ready for this opportunity. So I'm picking Lubin just because I feel like, he has potential. He might just win. I have no arguments, to be honest with you, as to why I think he will win. I'm just going out of a limb here. I don't think Lubin has fought anybody that we could really say, well, because of this fight, he definitely beats Charlo. But I don't know. I'm going to pick Lubin out of just sheer luck, hopefully. And then Santa Cruz and Mares. That's about it. Oh, and sorry, for the one in London, I'm picking Cox.
Going with the underdogs, I see. I like it.
Yeah, I know, right? Why not? I said to myself, if I'm picking Lubin, I'm picking Cox. I don't care.
Nah, hate on Cox.
But yeah,
wow. Yo, he served time? Dude, Masterpiece, do yourself a favor. Go
rape someone.
No, yeah, well, fucking Cox hit his own girlfriend, man. Beat the crap out of her. Hey, Mike Tyson's not fighting tomorrow night. Mike Tyson's not fighting tomorrow night. Yeah, if he was, maybe I'd pick against him.
You would totally interview Mike Tyson and be starstruck.
Nah, I'd be like, dude, don't eat my kid.
What? I would not be able to speak. Mike Tyson is like my childhood. I won't be able to speak if I ever meet him. I'll probably start crying. So many great memories of watching his fight with my family. I won't be able to handle it.
Yeah, I hope Cox gets knocked out. Monster, you are out of your 3 minutes, though. I just wanted to do you the courtesy of not having the bell go off in the middle of your picks.
You know what? That's fucked up that I get these minutes. Like, don't I deserve some sort of credibility? I already get treated like the stepchild, so why can't I at least have some extra minutes? God damn.
You do get extra minutes, Monster.
You're not the Adrian Granados of TBV. You're not the stepchild of the boxing voice. You're told.
You get an interview every time you call in. Come on.
What did you say? That I did what?
You get an interview every time you call in. You are on here longer than the guest sometimes.
Such a fucking liar. Anyways, that was a good interview. I'm glad you guys counted Granados because I'm really we should talk more about that fight as the fight gets closer. But hey, it is what it is.
Yo, if the guy is
what?
If Erickson Lubin is a plus 150 monster, what's that mean? That if I bet 150 on him, what?
He's an underdog. Barely.
So, all right, if I bet 100, how much I'm making?
Like 50? No.
What?
No, if he's plus 150, then you have to bet 100 to win 150 if he wins.
Yeah.
Actually, plus 120 is Erickson Lubin. So 100 gets you 120.
Get 100.
Yeah, 100 gets you 120, right? You bet 100, you get 120.
So you get your initial 100 back plus another 120.
Right? Because he's the underdog. That's a good fucking bet.
No, it's the reverse.
What?
You bet 120 and you get. Oh, sorry, he's the underdog. Sorry.
Dude, I was right,
man. 100, you get 120. If he was a minus 120,
yo, he's
my bad.
He's plus 120. Yo,
it's the OG. I'm sorry, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. See, is that Charlo?
I don't know. I'm picking Lubin.
You picking Lubin? Yo, are you confident? Are you gonna lay some money on it though?
Do it.
I am not gonna lay some money on it, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. But I'm tempting that with what you just finished saying.
Yo, Terrell Gausha.
I don't do a little better.
Me neither. I never do. Oh my God, Austin Trout is a plus 205. Yo, they disrespecting Austin.
Wow, that
damn. I never bet boxing. I wish I did sometimes, but I just don't gamble. But I would take that.
Yo, I'm so scared to bet.
Seriously, I'm with Steven. I never bet either. So it's like, to me, it's kind of like gibberish right now.
Yo, and every time I bet, I lose.
Dude, you want to? Hey, after the live show for Gennady Canelo, I was walking through the casino. I stopped to check out the odds. I saw plus 1,200 to bet for a draw, Canelo Triple G. I was like, babe, maybe we should. I'm like, nah, there's no way to end on a draw. I was so pissed when I ended with a draw because I was this close to betting it. I never bet. I'm putting money down on a draw for Lomachenko Rigondeaux.
Ooh.
Yo,
that could be a draw. That's a good one.
Wow.
Yo,
there was a comedian that betted a draw against Canelo and Triple G, and he won some good money.
Yo, they got Erickson. They got Erickson as an underdog, but a not
slight
underdog. They're scared, bro. They're scared. That's Vegas. They're scared. Minus 150 on Jermell.
He's almost a favorite. Like, it's almost flipped.
I cannot believe Jarrett Hurd is minus 265.
Jarrett Hurd's a bigger favorite over Trout than Charlo is over Lubin.
That's too much. I think that's too much faith in Jarrett Hurd. Whoa,
that's crazy, bro.
Or no faith in Austin Trout. It's one of those.
Which is still crazy. That's even crazier. That one makes me want to jump in, bro. 100 gets you 205.
Yo, we can buy like 2 ounces for that. Like
doggy.
Come on.
We gotta bet like 300 on that one right there, so we could get a little plane ticket somewhere.
I'm down.
Fucking
Wow.
Denver. I just got an alert. The
I
tickets
said-
to Denver like $120. Mount Monster Beast. Let me get to some other callers. Thank you as always.
Very quickly, I want to give one quick note, producing note. We have free shipping on our store at theboxingvoice.com October 15th. So if you want to get some merch before Christmas time and you want some free shipping, go right now to theboxingvoice.com to the store and buy some very unique and very awesome TBV brand clothing line that Cash Wheezy, Mr. Enrique Casual Church himself does make. So head on over there for some free shipping till October 15th, which I believe is Sunday or Monday. I could be wrong.
And if you follow my vlog, you'll see that really cool Charco TBV hoodie. It's one of the best TBV. I mean, I've gotten the zip up and the pullover, but this soft one, it's my favorite.
You wear it all the time and every day.
Well, I have multiple. Okay, so
you wore the same one for 72 hours in Vegas one time.
Yeah, because I only brought one, but I got another one. I got a gray with gray. That one was the gray and red, and I also have the red with red, and I have the white with red. So boom. Yeah, is that comfortable though? You know, and remember that you can do that because this is a TBV shirt. Like, why take it off anyway? But back to these underdogs. Damn, Trout is. Oh man, it's the power, it's the lack of power that Trout has, man. That you can't get in there. And that Erickson Lubin bet, that's dangerous. You know?
Yeah, but Trout he's lack of power, but definite physical strength, and he's got sturdy legs under him. He has way better just all-around skill than any of the last like 5 guys that Hurd has fought, man. And like Hurd kind of got lucky that Harrison got tired. Trout's not going to get tired.
Man, I need Bruce. Bruce just said you could do a parlay and do Erislandy Lara, Jermell Charlo, and Austin Trout all winning. He's betting 50. That gets him fucking 215. That's a good bet.
Oh.
Well, actually, it's not because you got the Trout. He picking Trout over Hurd. That's the problem right there.
Yo, Bruce, make
No,
that
it's
a double, and I'll PayPal you after the show.
Damn, yo, you just pick Hurd over Trout. Now you can
Trout over Hurd. What are you?
No, he picked Trout. He picked Trout. We both picked Trout.
Oh, so that's the bet you need, right?
And
there.
we both picked Charlo. You haven't picked whether or not you're picking Charlo or not.
Yeah, you're trying to duck that pick, Ness. We
Damn,
see
yo,
you.
50 to win.
Nash, don't duck.
50 to win 215.46. That's a good bet.
Changing the
I'll
subject.
take that any day.
I wonder what, man. I don't know. I can't bet against Erickson.
I might put 100 on that. Come on.
Whoa, big spender.
That parlay. Come on.
Yo, Dreamlands, here we come. All I need is Matt to win. We're gonna be in Dreamlands having hella ribs. Yo, I've been running like crazy because I know I'm putting on like 10 pounds when I'm in Alabama.
Bro, you only ran 1 mile today. I see your workout.
No.
Ooh,
I ran a little more than 1
catching
mile.
some smoke. I
ran a little more than 1 mile. I ran 1 mile to the park.
a little bit more than 1 mile.
Yeah, it's like 0.97 from my house to my park. And then I did my workout in the park, and then I ran back. Fuck, what else you want from me? You know?
I sparred 4 straight rounds today, but all right. That's all right.
Matt,
That's a worst topic. It's all right. This isn't the show. This isn't the show for that. It's okay, man.
I don't even understand why does he talk about his sparring. Saturday, we got the gym, and you'll spar real people. That same little Dominican that sent you home bleeding before is there waiting for you.
Yo, he only sent me home bleeding because I sparred a heavyweight before that made me bleed, and then I sparred that little Dominican or Cuban, and he popped my nose, which was bleeding already. So it's okay. But anyway, it's not Border Wars show.
I say
we've only been through one caller, and that caller is Monster P, so it doesn't even count as a caller.
Well, I mean, let me get to them.
I'm trying.
In New Jersey, Matt finally opened up the phone lines.
Nah, great show tonight, fellas, because y'all got fucking with my picks. I had it in my mind when I called in Bruce talking about a parlay. I had it in my mind to go Lara, Charlo, and Trout. I know Trout don't got no power, but I feel like Hurd is strong and he's good inside. He works off the jab, but I think Trout is a little herky jerky. He do got legs in under it, and even if he go down, he's got off the mat and still fought competitively. So, I just picked Trout just because I figure, I don't think Hurd. Somebody said it. If Harrison ain't get tired, I don't know if Hurd wins that fight. It was that close to me. So beyond that, I'm gonna go with some, what I consider to be upset picks. I'm going for Barroso on Friday night, tomorrow night. I'm going for Barroso and other fucking guy's name. The guy that's fighting. I can't even remember the second fight on that card.
Second fight on the Barroso card?
Anybody know that one or not?
On the Barroso?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Barroso Maldonado Jr. card. Yeah,
I got it pulled up. Hold on. Oh yeah, Ivan Redchak, Renell Williams. No.
Yeah.
No. That ain't it. Sorry, that's Pablo Cesar Cano and Marciano Lopez. Or Marcelinho Lopez.
Hey, who the fuck is that guy? I'm going with that guy. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold through the show. Y'all really got entertaining tonight, man. But like I said, y'all fuck with my picks because you know what I'm saying. I didn't want to pick against. I had Trout originally, but that got me going back to the drawing board. Great show. I'll let y'all fellas know.
I mean, but they all still picking Trout. I mean, Steven's still picking them. Matt's still picking them. Bruce is picking them in the parlay. So I don't know why you're switching.
Ness, I'm gonna say something. I don't want this to go to your head, but sometimes I'll be listening for your pick because I know you're an entertainer, but I'll be trying to listen to see what direction you be going with it. You know what I mean? And you always go you waffle back and forth to the fucking theme music. So I might be waiting all night for it, man. But I'm still gonna go with Trout, man.
Yeah, I'm a flip flopper, man. I hate getting it wrong.
Well, hold on, Ness, did you pick Trout or did you pick Hurd?
I didn't pick anyone yet.
You never know it, Ness.
That's what I do best. I try to not pick until the very end, and then it's like, oh, they forgot to ask me. I'm gone.
I'll remind you, Ness. Don't worry.
Now, you know what it is? It's because they as we started to grow, the fighters started catching feelings. So it's just like, man, I'm not gonna make a pick and shit.
I think fights like
this one is tough, right? Like this one, I'm in a rock and a hard place, right? Like I love Lubin, right? I went to cover him a couple times in his camp. We're cool with him, boom. Then he's in the fucking fight with one of my favorite fighters in the junior middleweight division. And now it just so happens that, they got issues. So
and just a little bit of transparency for the listeners. The Charlos have had some issues with TBV for some minor things. So I think you add that with us having a relationship with Lubin. If we pick Lubin, it looks like we're hating on the Charlos and we're favoring Lubin. Just like if we pick Wilder versus anyone, it always looks like we're favoring Wilder against and we're hating on his opponent. Same with Danny Garcia back in the day on the show. Like that's just the way it is. Relationships and with fighters, and then fighters catch feelings. It's the worst part of the business, I would say.
I mean, look at when Danny's camp caught feelings with the Thurman and Porter's with the Thurman. I mean, it's difficult, bro.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure Anthony Joshua hates me. And what could I do?
I'm a little bit different because you talk to the fighters a lot more than I do, Ness. Like you have your contacts, and I'm here for the ride. So I feel a little bit
more than here for the ride.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
ride.
Well, you know me, TBV till I die. What up? But I feel a little more free because I don't have those relationships yet with these fighters. Like I don't have a Deontay Wilder type relationship with the fighter yet. I don't. It makes a difference.
You should.
I should. Yes, 100%.
I hate that you don't have a relationship with Robert, man. You're such a whacker.
Robert Garcia?
And that was not even a good word, but I was watching an interview by Louis Sandoval with Mikey Garcia. It was done October 11th, yesterday. clarifying everything that we did a show on based off his tweets.
I just don't want to make that drive all the time.
And I was just like, man, if this could be Matt's face and my fist, it would just be like, you know what I'm saying?
And ever since Manny Robles and his team changed up gyms and went to more
another gym you're ducking.
Went to a private gym to where they
Valdez is blowing up on the West Coast and Matt's over there twiddling his thumbs. Thumbs.
Yo, but I like how Ness, I was trying to, support you with what you, not picking fights.
You know that my love is always tough.
You try to throw me under the bus. That's
no, I'm never throwing you under the bus. Never. This is all constructive, motivational, inspirational, tough love.
We haven't had the conversation that Aaron Cantu is the West Coast guy. He's the guy that's going to be on the ground, getting these interviews, creating these relationships, and I'll be on the show.
Yo, while we're at it, shout out to Aaron Cantu for doing exactly that.
Yo, shout out to Aaron for landing them jabs like that, crushing somebody's face. Larry, San Francisco, talk to me.
That was a good laugh.
Hey, big up to the Boxing Voice and big ups to Ness for that constructive and motivational, inspirational commentary there. Keep it coming. Hey, Steven, you there?
What's good, brother? Need me to look something up?
Hey, man, yeah, I got to look out for a Northern Cali cat when I can. Keep your money in your pocket. Betting a draw for Lomarigo is a fool's errand. That fight absolutely will not be a draw. That fight will not be close. Lomachenko takes that easily. We heard it here first. Keep your money in your pocket. Secondly,
thanks, brother. Good looking out.
Yeah. I got to make a quick clarification, too. Tony Harrison did not get tired versus Jarrett Hurd. Jarrett Hurd walked Tony Harrison down the entire fight. The difference is Tony Harrison was getting off and doing great boxing and countering like he usually does at the beginning of fights. But that relentless pressure that Hurd kept bringing wore him down, and that's why he stopped Tony Harrison at the end. You don't just get tired, people get you tired, and that's what happened there. With that said, I'm picking Hurd over Trout in that fight there. And lastly, I got Charlo in his fight over Erickson Lubin. But I got a question for y'all before I go. If Jermell Charlo does not convincingly beat Erickson Lubin, does that put any kind of stain on how we look at him?
It shouldn't. I'm not saying it doesn't because I don't know what the consensus is going to be.
It depends who we're looking at. Who are we looking at? Are we looking at Lubin or are we looking at Charlo?
Charlo.
Yeah, if Charlo doesn't look great,
but still wins
against Lubin, but still wins. Like, for example, maybe we think that Lubin should have got the decision, or maybe Charlo was down at one point. Or, yeah, maybe it was just it was one of those types of fights where it's like, ooh, it's hard to judge who gets what round. Yeah, I think I would look at Charlo a bit differently, and I would start second guessing the way I think about him, definitely, because I expect him to.
Why?
Because like I said, because I think that.
Yeah, but why can't it just mean that Lubin is as good as we thought? And that's why the fight was that good, and that's why Charlo didn't get a, dominant win and he scraped by because
I think it would be both. I think it would be that A, Lubin is better than I think of him, and B, Charlo is not what I think of him.
I'll put it this way. My personal opinion, I definitely would not view Charlo any lesser. I would view Lubin as just, this guy's legit. Lubin belongs with the top 5 of this division. Absolutely. That's what it would show to me.
Hey, Ness, how good do you think Lubin is?
I don't know. I mean, look, man, you guys heard me earlier in the show. The thing is that I'm always the resume guy. I need to see you versus people, and he doesn't have any verses. This is it.
Yo, I like Lubin too, but I think Charlo stops him.
What?
Wow. I wouldn't go that far.
You ain't stopping the Haitian, man. You crazy? That dude's
we'll see.
It's gonna be a battle. This is gonna be a really tough ass fight.
Said that about J-Rock. And
that was a tough fight. That was a tough fight until he got knocked out.
And it was because J-Rock had plenty of success. But the difference here is Jermell had that John Jackson fight, bro. He was being outboxed by somebody that's nowhere near on the level of Lubin. At least we know that. At least we know Lubin's better than John Jackson.
How much better at being strict boxing? Lubin is. I don't think of Lubin as a great boxer. I think of Lubin as a great. He's a decent finisher. He's definitely fast paced, but I don't think he's going to be outboxing Charlo. And I definitely think Charlo learned from that. You're not giving Charlo credit for having gone through that experience.
No, you're right. And Charlo's sparring with Earl, which is a southpaw, preparing for Lubin, who's a southpaw. But which southpaw's more seasoned? The world champion in Earl, who has gym stories and black eyes on fucking Floyd Mayweather and allegedly knocked out Broner in sparring? Or is it the Hammer, Jack and Sledge? This is a great fight. Great fucking fight. Larry, I mean, you're so convinced. Why, Larry? Please help me.
That was a great question, Larry.
I'm thinking of betting because Bruce is sending me all these little things about the bets, and it's just like so enticing. Help me.
Yeah, I can't say I got a gang of conviction on the Charlo Lubin fight, but I will say this: I know what Jermell Charlo is, and I know he's a good fighter. I have an idea of what Erickson Lubin is, but like you said, you can't verify that. And he's not talented enough for that talent to overcome his lack of proving anything in there against a good fighter like Jermell Charlo. So that's why it makes me go with Charlo on that. But it is boxing; anything can happen. But I feel pretty strong going with Charlo in that fight and Hurd over Trout in the other fight. And as always, I appreciate it, y'all. I'm out.
Thanks for calling in, brother. Yes, Al is
Al from Edison.
Santiago, you're up.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Alright, what's up, guys? Very excited for the weekend. Mostly because I get to rest. Right now, I'm at the gym, getting some miles in on the bike. And Saturday, I am so happy that the Fox and Showtime card are not airing at the same time, because that would have left me pissed off. One at 4:30, one at 7. That is how I like to watch my boxing. So, obviously, for the Fox card, kind of a given. You know, I'm taking most of the 8 sides to win. Santa Cruz, Mares. For the Showtime card, I'm taking Jarrett Hurd to win against Austin Trout. I think had this been Austin Trout just a little over 2-3 years ago, he would have easily beaten Jarrett Hurd. But I have to wonder where he is right now. He hasn't really had any fights lately. The last time I remember seeing him fight was against Joey Hernandez. And Hurd comes to me as a guy who seems to find a way to win. You know, in his fight with Frank Galarza, he was a boxer, he was a mover. And against Sonny Harrison, he was a stalker, he was a come-forward fighter. So it'll be interesting to see how the fight plays out. I'm taking Jermell Charlo over Erickson Lubin. I have the same mindset as a lot of people. I feel that this is a little too soon for Lubin. I feel like he might have needed maybe 1 or 2 more fights to get him ready for this. And I do agree, though. If this turns out to be a little bit more competitive than we expect it to be, and seem controversial, we would have to look at Charlo a little differently, just because it's kind of like, I expect Charlo to show what his brother showed against Julian Williams. And in the main event, no brainer, Erislandy Lara. I think he's levels above Terrell Gausha, and he's going to show it tomorrow night. That's my call. Any questions you guys have regarding any of the topics, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to work.
Yeah, I got a question. Would you bet money on any of those picks?
Oh, I just muted him. I'm sorry.
I lied. No questions.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Now we go into a ringer by the name of Al.
Yeah, it was good.
What up?
Yo. Ness, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. We hear you.
All right. All right. So my picks, I'm going with obviously Lara. Then I'm gonna go with Lubin, Trout, and Mares. I think that Lubin has a great chance to stop Trout. I mean Charlo. I think it's just, you know, styles make fights, and I think this fight is definitely going to be perfect for Lubin. You know, and another thing, I wanted to ask you guys. I know this is off topic. It's It's just something about Patreon. But you guys are supposed to do a show about what we wanted. I want to see if maybe we could get like a you pick'em league on there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody makes picks, and then at the end of the year, maybe at a appreciation night, you know, somebody gets a championship, something like that. You know.
Yeah, the problem with leagues are keeping track of all those wins and losses, man. And then they do the other thing with leagues is they have to do like a I don't know if it's a point system or something like that. You know, like where if you call the round, you get more points. It's just so tedious, right?
It's a lot of stuff. I get it. But if I can get you, you know, if I could put something together.
If you can build it, and the viewer just needs to go to the Boxing Voice and say, for instance, this weekend, you know, I'm picking Charlo over Lubin, and they just got to click it. And I'm picking, you know, Trout over Hurd and click it. And I'm picking Cox over Groves and click it. And then they submit their name, or they have a login name. And that's it. Boom. And then, the back end calculates it. Perfect. But to go through all those.
Well, the way we would have to do it is we wouldn't be able to do it on every fight. It would just be on certain fights.
Yeah, the big fights.
Exactly. Just yeah.
That's usually how it is.
I mean, I know we're getting into logistics right now, but how many people are on Patreon?
Over 200.
A lot.
Over 200, bro.
Over 200?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to want to participate in that, though. So you don't have to be, shunned away because of that. I mean, like I said, put it together and we'll see. Jose has always talked about that, too. You know, a lot of people like, the fantasy picking league is just a very big job, though.
I got you. All right, my brothers. Y'all be good. Enjoy the fights on Saturday.
You too, Al, man. Thank you again, as always, for calling in and for continuing to be the backbone of TBV. We're going to get on to Fish in Boston. Talk to me.
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right. How about yourself?
Listen, Matt. Good, Matt. You've disappointed me a little bit here, man. You're my guy. You're my underdog guy.
Why? What? Because I'm not picking any underdogs?
Just a couple. I am. You usually do, being a hipster guy. So I'll just give you my picks real quick. First off, obviously, Groves. I'm taking him over Cox. I think that sets up him and Eubank in the semifinal, which is probably the biggest fight you're going to get in that tournament because that's a UK money fight. And those two guys can promote the hell out of themselves. So I love that fight. I hope WBC does. I mean, not WBC, I'm sorry, the World Boxing Super Series. I hope they do a lot better in televising the semifinals and finals. They got to get on the ball there. Secondly, I'll go with Santa Cruz. I think he's going to win. And also, I'm picking Gutierrez, actually, to beat Mares myself. And when that happens, my question with that card that I want you guys to pick up when I'm done is if Gutierrez beats Mares, because this is obviously to try to set up Santa Cruz versus Mares for the second time, where does Santa Cruz go at that point? Because I like the Santa Cruz Russell Jr. fight personally, if that ever happened, and it looks like Frampton's going to fight Selby. Going to the big card, I like Hurd over Trout. I like Lubin to knock Charlo out personally, and I like obviously Lara. But two other questions for you to answer once I'm done here is, where does Lara go? Because he's obviously looking for that money fight. I thought him versus Cotto in December was going to make a lot of sense, but whereas that's not going to happen, I wonder if I don't know where he's looking. If Andrade's honestly moving up instead of staying there, that might be the most reasonable fight for Lara. And I also wonder where Liam Williams, where the winner of that goes, because that was rumored to be for the title that Cotto just won long ago. So I wonder if they have anything to do with it. The winner of that fight has anything to do with Cotto once he's gone if Ali loses. That's my call, guys. I look forward to hearing what you think about my questions. Thank you.
I thought it was really interesting that he was picking against Mares, just because earlier today I was trying to find a reason to pick against Mares. I couldn't think of
spectacular against Cuellar.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it. There's no like physical reason why I would pick against Mares. It would only be like, oh, maybe he's overlooking this guy, and I feel like Mares overlooked Johnny Gonzalez, but Johnny Gonzalez at least had power and like skill and had been around for a while. I think that
he was good.
No, Mares is back with Robert Garcia, man. You could can that.
That's what I was saying. Like I couldn't really come up with a good reason to pick Mares, but like I was trying to really think hard about it, and the only thing I could think of was if he had overlooked this guy, but I doubt it.
Oh, he had a lot of questions. You guys remember that?
Yes, I remember most of them. What is next for Lara? Because we all assume he's going to win.
Well, he said, I read a quote that he said, Andrade is going to get his wish. I mean,
that fight does make the most sense.
That's the wrong voice.
Yeah, Lara doesn't sound like the Terminator.
Or Russian. But anyways, Lara definitely wants down Demetrius Andrade fight. I think that fight makes the most sense. Liam Smith, Liam Williams, the winner of that fight, is relevant in the top of the division, so they could easily slip in there. If Lubin wins,
Matt, don't ever come on this show saying that the winner of whatever.
Yo, you talking about Keith Thurman, Omar Figueroa in the beginning of this show. You talking about Keith?
That's
Thurman.
bigger than fucking Liam Smith.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Steven, come on, because we don't want to get down a spidery web here. But tell this guy Liam Smith versus Liam Williams is not bigger than
the winner of that.
Hey,
more
Matt,
relevant in the junior middleweight division. Hold on, everyone.
Matt, I fucks with you, but no one gives a damn about the two Liams.
I know, man. Only you.
But hold on.
I think Matt has a sponsor in the UK, and he must talk about these guys or else.
Shout out to Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. Anyways, the winner of that fight is a higher-ranked fighter in his division than Omar Figueroa is.
I wonder if Matt believes his own crap.
Wait, where's Omar Figueroa ranked at welterweight? Not where the winner of Liam Smith and Liam Williams is going to be ranked at. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Hold on. Am I wrong?
And Liam Williams.
You are. I think you are wrong.
Yes, you're wrong. The win over
Figueroa a top 10 welterweight.
At least top 15.
I think he's top 15. I don't give the winner of the Liams. 15? I don't give Omar cracked the rankings.
There's so many 54-pounders that those Liams are like at the bottom of the bottom.
Name them. Name me 10 junior middleweights that are better than the winner of Liam Smith.
I mean, you want to spend 5 more minutes on this? Okay.
No,
yes, I do.
5 more minutes because we got 6 right there. This entire card is all better.
Plus Boo Boo Andrade. Oh no, Andrade's moving up.
Hold up. The winner of Liam Smith, Liam Williams beats Terrell Gausha. But anyways, we can move on.
Man, get the hell out of here. That is not a given.
That is definitely a given. He lost to Steven Martinez. I saw it with my own eyes in the judges.
Not a given. Anyway, I'm going to name some more. Listen, Andrade and his opponent.
Miguel Cotto.
K9 Bundridge.
Cornelius Bundridge?
Oh, I don't know if I agree with you about K9.
Come on now.
K9's scraping the bottle.
All those names beat your guy.
No, that is not true at all.
DJ Smith beats fucking Liam Smith and Liam Williams.
That's not true. It's okay. It's okay, Ness. Like you're incorrect.
You know what? Actually, K9's a tough guy to fight. K9 probably has a good fight, maybe a good performance.
Yo, you guys are so biased against the UK. It's sad.
Biased.
It's okay, UK listeners.
This guy's gonna really make me pull up the fucking rankings.
I am with you.
For the junior middle
right now. Pull up the box track rankings right now. The holy grail of rankings, in your opinion. We had a phone call, Ness, where you said they are the best.
You love this. This is what people were talking about the other day. Like, yo, you guys always get caught up in these dumb arguments. It's Matt always want to argue his dumb stuff.
This is hilarious. If no one thinks this is fun, I'm sorry. Like,
I'm gonna show you fun right now when I whoop you with these top 10, 15 middle. Look, Lara, Andre, Charlo, Hurd, Trout, Cotto, Williams,
Whoa,
Lubin. So Checky.
Williams is definitely better than Williams. Knocks both those dudes out the same night.
Who?
Yeah,
Wait,
Julian?
which Williams?
Julian.
Julian Williams.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Julian, man. Come on, bro. Stop acting like you don't know.
Fucking Tony Harrison beats these guys.
Hell yeah, I'm putting Harrison in there.
Tony
And
Harrison
above him.
Tony Harrison does not beat Liam Williams.
No, who the fuck did Liam Smith beat to make
Liam Williams
good?
beat Liam Smith. Liam Williams is good. Did you not watch that?
Who did Liam Williams beat?
Liam Smith.
Man, I try to not go down this route. Let's go to the hey. We got Info Joe Ringer who's been sitting waiting for like 5 minutes.
Info Joe's been smoking a blunt, laughing his ass off at this. Okay,
I'm bringing him on right now. Ness, cue up his intro.
Yo, Diego Chavez will beat the shit out of Liam Smith.
No.
Michael Sorro will beat Liam Smith.
No, he does not. Not today.
Charles Hatley beats Liam Smith.
No, he does not.
Antonio Margarito demolishes.
No. All right, you're talking shit. You're talking shit.
Info Joe's.
He's gonna be like Chavez Jr. can make 154, and you better believe he beats Smith.
Yo, Info, tell him that. Tell him it's true,
You're
right?
not gonna play Info's intro, really?
Patrick Teixeira beats.
You're just naming people now. You're just making up names, okay? Now, fucking.
Yo, play
Info Joe's fucking intro.
Yeah, play Info Joe's intro.
You play it.
I don't have it.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, y'all got me dying over here, man. Please, Matt, stop it with the Liam Smith. He killing you, man.
Yo, Liam Williams beat Liam Smith. I'm repping Liam Williams. Get your UK Liams right, people. Not all Liams are alike, everyone.
You shouldn't be mentioning neither
all
one of
Liams
them,
are
man.
alike.
Michael Sorro beats both of them.
No, he doesn't.
Fucking Rosado beats them both.
Beat Michael Sorro?
Oh, Frank Galarza, that's a good one. That's a good one. He beats him for sure.
What about Glenn Tapia?
Glenn Tapia beats him. Hell yeah. Body shot.
I don't know about that one.
Yo, Glenn Tapia's 160 pounder, so he's already giving up body right there. What you talking about? Of course he beats him. The Liams are not even on that level. Look at what Cotto did. Yo, I mean Canelo. He backed that poor
That's
boy.
Liam Smith. I'm
Yo,
talking
guys,
about
now we even have Info on the line and we're still doing it.
Yeah, because Matt, he don't let it go.
You were the ones talking about it.
Liar.
Let it go. Let it go.
Exactly.
Joe told you let it go.
Ness, you're right. You're right, Joe. Ness, let it go. Let it go, Ness. Okay.
Yo, Info's already on my side. He told you that.
Joe's just a little bit concussed from the sparring today. It's okay.
Whoever making eight picks, man, please call in and get your pro, man. Shit, we all get them wrong sometime. Even the boxers, the trainers, they all get that shit wrong. So call in and get your pro. Now, put me down for, of course, Lara. Put me down for Charlo over Lubin. I do like Lubin, but I do think he's green. One thing I will say about Charlo, I did like him better under Ronnie Shields. He was better, more of a boxer. I think Derek James turned him into more of a brawler, come forward fighter, and I think he does better as a boxer puncher.
Yeah, but under Shields, he was a bit tentative, though. I mean, some would argue that under Derek James, he's a finisher, he's a closer, he's become more of a power puncher. With Shields, you know, sometimes he was considered boring.
Hey, but he wasn't getting hit as much as he's getting hit before he takes over and knocks somebody out, though. I think he does better with somebody coming forward towards him being the counterpuncher. He just looks better and he's smoother. I like Ronnie Shields' style. I think he's trying to turn him into an Earl Spence style type of fighter. And I think I just liked him better under Ronnie Shields. The skill set was more refined, the technique far as boxing. You know, I love boxing shit. He's more of a come forward fighter now, to me, my opinion. But I'm still picking him to win this fight, though.
put me down for No Doubt Trout. I had to agree with Larry. Tony Harrison, he has a history in his last 2 fights that he lost. He's a front runner. The dude can box his ass off, but he always tires out towards the end rounds and he gets clipped. When Hurd was fighting him, I didn't give Hurd a round, I don't think, maybe 1 round. And I gave it to Tony Harrison until he got clipped, man. He slowed down, he got clipped. For that reason, I'm going with No Doubt Trout. He ain't going to get tired. And he's a good southpaw. And I'm not counting. He gave Charlo a good fight. That was almost like towards the end, you didn't know who the judge was going to go for. You know, it wasn't like Charlo just fucked him up or nothing like that. It was a good competitive fight to the end. So I'm going with Trout. I don't think he's done with yet. And far as that Fox card, it did sour on me. Mars and Santa Cruz should be fighting each other, man. That's some bullshit. We waited how long for this, and they fight no fucking nobodies, and they done fucked up the card. I'm still gonna watch it, and I was gonna pick Mars to beat Santa Cruz. That's why I was gonna actually try to do a pie bet of somebody for this shit. But that's my call, brothers. Hit those thumbs up, and shout out to everybody in the chat, all the callers, all the hardcores out there. Peace.
Info Joe, don't forget we're gonna be here for some overtime. Who we going to?
You want to go to Bruce?
Bruce City. I'm gonna bring him on. He's a boomeringer.
Boomeringer.
Bruce. Oh, that's
You
right.
know, since Bruce is taking a while,
Yo.
I'm gonna just say Info Joe is all wrong about being mad at Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz, remember, fought Abner Mares, Kiko Martinez, Frampton. So to get right back into a Mars fight, you guys are just bumped your fucking heads.
You just mentioned Kiko Martinez.
Yeah. What?
Enough said. Okay, we can go to Bruce.
You can't beat Kiko Martinez. What is you talking about?
Yeah, come on, man. At the time when he beat Kiko's off like 2 knockout losses. Come on, man.
And it was coming off of the Abner Mares win.
It's coming off 2 knockout losses. Like I'm
No. It's coming off of the Abner Mares win. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you have to go through the meat grinder? Why it can't be Abner Mares, then a soft touch, then Frampton, and a soft touch, then Abner Mares? I don't get that. Why do we got?
It depends what
you're killing the lifespan of the fighter.
It depends what a soft touch is. If it's a top 15 guy, I think we're all okay with it. If it's not that,
what about Frampton? What about Frampton? Frampton's gonna be getting a soft touch back.
Exactly. They all do. It's part of boxing, bro. It's insane to think that these human beings could consistently get in there with elite levels, taking those shots and fighting multiple times a year. The fuck? They're not made out of metal. This guy's bugging, bro. Who we had to pick up?
What do you mean bugging? I'm sorry.
No, we're on Bruce. I brought him on, and then somebody took him
Well, he
off.
needs to play an intro. Ness needs to play his intro. I don't know why Ness doesn't play people's intro anymore.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Bruce.
Black stripe.
What up? What up, guys?
I love that high energy.
What up, Bruce?
What up?
What's up, Steven? How you doing, man? Nestor, how you doing, bro? Yo, you guys gonna get in on that bet?
Yes, I am.
What, that parlay? I don't know.
I don't bet money just because I'm scared of gambling, but fuck, that sounds like a good deal.
It's too easy. That's easy.
How is it easy? What does that mean? Does it mean like if you get one wrong, you still win?
No.
All right, then. So how the fuck is that easy?
Man,
You're saying Trout's going to beat Hurd.
Yo, come on, man.
Yeah, if anything, that bet is harder to make because all 3 of them have to win as opposed to just betting on one.
Yo, Trout's a plus 250. That means that the bookies don't think he's going to win.
Quickly, Fish from Boston saying I don't pick underdogs. I picked underdog for this weekend, Austin Trout. Come on.
I don't even know why you want to play people's intro if all you're going to do is talk over their call.
Yo, come on. I'm sorry. Bruce, you can go.
Nah, that's all right. Yeah, that's like the only way, though, to pick favorites and win money. You know what I'm saying? You have to parlay. And it's nice if you throw underdog.
But Trout ain't no favorite.
You know what I mean?
But you always throw like a slight underdog in a parlay.
A slight? You
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
two
exactly.
underdogs in the
That-
parlay.
What do you mean?
guys got a parlay soup.
What? Who's the two underdogs? There's only
Yeah,
one.
he picked Charlo. Okay.
Yeah. Charlo.
I don't know. That ain't a given, man.
so
That ain't
that's
a
how you do
given.
it.
That ain't a given. But I'm gonna send you 50. I don't care. 50 to win
Yeah, well,
215.
Yeah,
Fuck it, I'll gamble that.
bro.
That's a O in Alabama.
Listen. Yo, when you put $1,000, when you put $1,000 on your boy to beat Chad Dawson at 25-1, and you hit, you can do shit like that. $50 ain't nothing.
Damn. Chad Dawson to beat who? Carpensi?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That must have been hard.
25-1. 25-1.
Damn, that was some brotherly love right there. I wouldn't have picked
it
him.
was like me, his brother, and one of our good friends. We all went in on it. And that was nice, man.
Sheesh.
But
I wish I was that confident on this Erickson Lubin fight, man.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not even, you know what I mean? That's so close to like 50-50 with the odds.
Yeah, the Trout is better.
Yeah, that's like 2-1 almost. So you double up if you just bet Trout. Hurd just ain't never showed me nothing, man. Like
got youth though. He's got youth, height, and size, man. Look how big Jermell was in there with Trout. Trout is a small 54. He's one of those last of the Mohiques. Remember, he was in there with Cotto.
Yeah, but Trout, man, bang with Jermell.
He did.
I just don't think Hurd is nothing like Jermell.
Man, I hope you're right.
He beat Cotto. He fucked Canelo up even. Man, there ain't no way Jarrett Hurd's beating him. No fucking way.
Damn, bro. But how long ago was that Trout? Yo, how long ago was that Trout? You got to remember the Trout you about to see has been the Trout that's fighting fucking Joey Hernandez and names like that, man.
I think Charlo was his last fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, Charlo. But before that was Joey Hernandez, Luis Galarza, Luis Granada, Daniel Dawson. I mean, he's been chilling. He's been parlaying himself. Parlaying that name.
Yo, he's trying to parlay on that. He's trying to parlay that
that Cotto fight
lawsuit against WBO. No, he got that lawsuit against the WBO.
Well, there you go.
Taking him out the rankings or whatever.
Man, them people do that all the time. They did that. The IBF did that to Sean, man.
Yeah.
How old is Trout, man? Trout is 1985. That's young, ain't it? 33. How old is that? How old does that make him?
I'm not.
That's my age. That's my age. He's like 31.
Damn, he's young. I don't know,
Like
man.
31.
Hopefully the time off gave him a resurgence, man. He's got the experience for sure, man. We can't forget, you know, he did beat a couple of good names. You know, he beat Rigoberto Alvarez, Delvin Rodriguez, Miguel Cotto, you know. And then
that Hurd got that nice. He got that nice uppercut, man. But his range is real iffy with me. Like I watched him fight live at that Porter and Thurman fight against that Oscar Molina. He looked good. He landed that uppercut. That fight got stopped like real early though. And I watched him fight at somewhere else too.
Yo, didn't Trout get knocked down
in Vegas, I think,
in the Daniel Dawson fight? I think Trout was down. Somebody need to sign into your box rack. I think he was down in that Daniel Dawson
fight. I remember that fight. He won. That was decision, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I know he won. I don't think that he.
Trout was down twice in round 3.
There you go. I got good memories.
Was down round 8.
So I got good memories. See,
Jermell Charlo ain't put him down though.
I know, which is crazy. Crazy. Yeah.
And you see, he looked like a killer against J-Rock. So I got to go with Trout, man. Got to. I've been on this Hurd the low hanging fruit. So I got to stick with it. But yeah, the A sides for the rest. for the rest of my picks.
Well, all right, Bruce.
And that's my call, man. That's it. All right, man.
Thanks for calling in, Bruce.
Damn, Trout was also down. Obviously, he was down once against Alvarez, and then he was down against Lara. And then after that was when he was down and against Dawson. In 3 fights in a row, he was knocked down.
Yes.
That's what happens when you're going in there back-to-back-to-back tough opposition. That's what Matt don't get.
I get it.
They're not race horses. You know, next thing you know, Matt.
When was Leo's last fight? When was Leo's last fight?
Leo Santa Cruz?
Brampton.
It was in January, right?
Probably.
So you're telling me almost 11 months is not enough time to recover?
Yeah, recover, but then you need a tune-up for the ring rust.
Okay.
Yo, I mean, I swear, why don't you go pro?
No. Then why put that on Fox as the main event?
Because they're stars.
Are they?
Well, that's what they in the eyes of those promoters, yes. That's what they treat them as, don't they? They pay them as and they treat them as.
Yeah, but I see what Matt's saying though. Matt's saying that it's not like a bad thing for him to be doing as a fighter. It just doesn't make sense for it to be headlining this network.
Fox. You put this on a co-main event on Showtime. I'm not upset. I'm really not upset. But you put this as a main event on FS1 on a Saturday night.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing right now. I was like, if it was main eventing FS1, I don't think you would be as salty.
No.
Man, boxing fans are always gonna be salty.
It's not salty. It's look. This is the network that you put your best foot forward to attract the most amount of eyeballs, and this is the shittiest foot forward. This is a half-ass sidestep forward.
Boy, Matt has a lot to say on this topic.
I don't like this card on Fox. I'm sorry.
No, you have made that very clear.
All right, well, next up, we got to go back to the callers, and we didn't get to Ali from Dago yet, have we?
No, we did not.
No,
all right, he's up.
No, we did not. No.
Ali Boumaier. Thank God that niggas seen another day.
Ali going once, twice.
Come on, Ali.
Goodbye. He's on twice, though.
That does happen.
Marcus in DC. What up?
Yo. Hey, yo, Bruce smoking that shit, Roethlisberger, out there hitting out Pittsburgh. And Matt, he hitting some all motherfucking chemical shit out there, man. Please, somebody send somebody to watch him. Look. You talking about the limbs is worth anything, man. These dudes is goofy, man. Any of them dudes will get knocked the fuck out. Anytime we ever talking about a UK fighter, we're only talking about a UK fighter beating another UK fighter. Not talking about a UK fighter when they beat a prominent American fighter. That's when we can talk about those dudes. Them dudes beating those domestic little Doreen, all these, man, those dudes 32 wins, 8 knockouts. Those dudes be like scared to death out there, man. Ain't nobody messing with them people, but yo, check this out. I don't like the Hurd doesn't look really active, but for us to be hardcore and we keep doing these triangle theories, if Harrison got tired, Trout ain't gonna get tired. That's like our triangle theories. Because Harrison got tired, if Trout doesn't get tired, he automatically beats him. Jarrett Hurd might hit harder than the Charlo at 54, man. I think he may even be bigger than Jermell was making 54. Right now, while he's making 54, he beat his dirt in there, man. Look, Gausha, he's supposed to get stopped by Lara. Lara's Mr. Like, I'm great, but he keeps fighting these undefined fights. I got Charlo against Lubin by a smidgen, but it's not because I don't think Lubin has a chance to win. Lubin definitely has a chance to win. Again, like you said, we don't know what Lubin's punches look like on higher ranked opponents because we noticed that when fighters start fighting better opponents, the knockout power and punching power that we usually see accustomed to sometimes doesn't transcend into higher level fighters. So the question is that can Action Hammer or whatever Action Smash, whether that affects a top ranked fighter and not the promotion, but a top ranked elite bordering elite level fighter in Jermell Charlo, do those punches have the same effect? If they do, then Lubin has every chance in the world than anybody else in there because, you know, at the end of the day, straight left kill a lot of people because they don't see him pretty often. I think even Lubin said something that made a lot of sense. It's like, you know, no disrespect to Errol Spence, but Errol Spence, he always is pushing his agenda. As Lubin alluded to that, you know, I can push the agenda, but I can also make adjustments inside. I don't, no disrespect to Spence, he said, but if Spence and him is sparring, I believe Spence is just trying to press the agenda to him, so I don't know if that helps him or hurts him against me. So Lara Charlo on the skin of my teeth, Hurd by knockout. He's gonna knock everybody who comes and fights their headbangers gets Barry Hunter as the trainer goes to hell in a handbasket after they fight with him, okay? And you nothing about that about the change now with Trout. Abner Mares should win. I agree, Ness. Goddamn, like, man, how many times do you want these big guys to fight each other so we can keep churning through people like the UFC and know nobody in the fucking thing? And as far as the thing with Fox, I agree and disagree, except the fact is that we keep talking about we want more free boxing. On FX1 is not free boxing. You know, you have to have cable to have that. You don't have to have cable. You just need a hanger. It's a wire to see Fox. So we can't say on one hand, like, hey, we want more boxing on here, but don't put that one on there. Put the one on there. These guys are popular in California, Matt. You know, you should know that. And so that's my call, man. I hear that 10-second call. I'm going to shoot a jab and the left uppercut. Yo, man, I heard people ducking left, man. Somebody better get in there and get that dude, man. Hey, I'm out. Hey, yo, shout out to Dennis.
Hey, Ness.
Very quickly. I want to address something that he said. I think no one is saying that, me included, that Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares are not names. They are absolutely names. But these fights don't sell, in my opinion. And there's a reason it's in the StubHub and not in Staples Center.
Also, before we go to the next caller, I want to try to go back to that previous number that we thought was Ali from Dago because I double-checked it. It's actually supposed to be Jay Will. So, Jay Will, are you there?
Yeah, that's because you guys still don't have one list.
No. This
like I know you should lie low. I used to get it in Ohio.
Damn, Jay Will, don't do me that.
And he's still dropping the ball.
All right, going to my man. Hey, JD, man, where you been at, bro? I mean,
he's been driving his truck.
There's a lot of things I like to do, so just try to get on my games on boxing. I don't know why they gonna call me, but I'm a 54-pounder. But I have a brother that's at 160.
Yo, so no one's gonna bring him on.
About a month. Yo, it's been about a month.
I don't know.
Too long. It's been too long.
Listen, I want to know, are we seeing you in January? That's what I want to know before anything.
Yo, it's still up in the air. I'm gonna have to. Matter of fact, she just asked me about that the other day. So,
yo, my girl's coming too.
It's almost a definite. Yeah, it's almost a definite because I got to do something for her birthday. So, but I gotta address this. Like, James Kirkland beats Liam Smith, and you can't tell me I'm lying.
No, he doesn't. Not today. Not today. I'm sorry. Maybe a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yes.
That's a hater, man.
But today, no, he cannot.
Yo, you tripping, Matt, with that Liam Smith shit. But getting to the fight though, like, all right, I'll start with Trout Hurd. I might be the only. I heard a few other callers, but I might be the only one that I'm giving Hurd like 0 chance, like 0. I don't see there's no way he can win this fight.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, all he rely on is power. I mean, he can't box. We saw that with Tony Harrison, and we see that Austin Trout can box. He can bang. I give him 0. Okay, he got 1% chance. He got a puncher's chance. I mean, maybe Trout might get caught with a crazy one. I don't know, but I mean, we've seen Trout get hit with shots from Canelo.
Yo, so
and-
wait a
and
minute.
he
So wait
finished
a
that
minute.
fight.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know how long you've been listening, JD, but I don't know if you heard that we found the betting line at 2 plus 205 for Trout. So that's basically 2-1, a little more than 2-1. So you saying bet the mother load on
Yeah.
Trout?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I would definitely. If I knew how to, I mean, if somebody could show me how to do that betting shit, or what website to go to, I would definitely put 100 on Trout. If I'm gonna win, how much I'm gonna win? Like 2 something?
Yeah, you put 100, you'll definitely win 205. Put 200, you'll win.
Okay, because I already got a
410.
bet. I like to bet people, so I got a bet with Jay from Orlando with Lubin and Charlo.
Oh, you going with Charlo, huh?
So without a doubt. I mean, you know me, shit. I'm one of them guys. I like the guys that's proven. You know what I mean? And although Lubin looks good, we don't know how he gonna act when he in there with a dog. And Charlo is definitely a dog. He, you know, his chin is tested. I mean, he's tested all the way around. He gonna bang with you. He can box. It's gonna be a tough dude to beat. And I just don't see it coming from Lubin. Matter of fact, I did an experiment last week with a casual fan, and I showed him highlights of Lubin, and I showed him highlights of Charlo, and I was like, based off of those two, who you think will win? Just looking at the highlights, and he was like, the first guy, he was talking about Charlo. So, and I asked him why, and he was like, well, he looked a little faster, and he looked like he had a little more skill. So, you know, I know that don't prove nothing, but he saw the same thing I saw. You know what I mean? But getting to Lara and Gachet, I don't know too much about Gachet. I heard he's an Olympian, so I give him that credit. But Lara, man, you got to be a top dog. You got to be a Andrade or a Charlo. You got to be a top dog to beat him. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Lara on that one. And then of course the A sides on the rest of those cards.
Well, all right, JD. Thanks for calling in, brother. We got
It'd be Ali from Dago for real this time.
Yeah. So you say, super producer. Is this Mr. Dago? It is not.
Ali from Dago.
It is you.
Ali from Dago.
Thank God that niggas seen another day.
Y'all hear me, boxing voice?
Loud and clear.
All right, for sure. All right, before the shit get fucked up, I'm gonna go with Austin Trout by decision. Erislandy Lara by decision. And I don't really know if to go with decision or knockout because I can see it go either way, but I got Erickson Lubin winning. And that's my call, boxing voice.
Dago, did you say you had Trout?
I have Austin Trout, Lara, and Erickson Lubin.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. Damn, everybody picking Trout, man. I might have to put some money on that shit. 200 gets you 410. Is that a risk? That's only one.
A lot of people picking Lubin too, I feel like.
That's only 2-1 though, man. It's not really gambling when you get in such fucking cheap
You
odds.
still haven't made your pick.
Yeah, I'm factoring everything in. Calm down, home skillet. We're going to Brandon from Houston, Texas. Houston.
I'm gonna make it quick. I got Trout, or no, I mean not Trout. I got Hurd winning by controversial decision, and I got Charlo, of course, and Lara by destruction. And that's my call.
Yo, I love that. He was like, I got Hurd by controversial decision, Lara by destruction. But I like it when people get really creative with their picks. What do you think is the most creative way you ever heard somebody pick another fighter?
I don't know.
By destruction's a popular one, but it's good. I always like hearing the enthusiasm when people say it.
Yeah, always makes it better. Well, Brandon, thanks for calling. We're going out to Mike Jerry.
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Yeah, man. Man, this is a crazy this is crazy, man. I got Jarrett Hurd stoppage.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah. Stoppage.
Whoa.
I got Jarrett Hurd. I got him stopping Trout, man. He hungry, man. I don't know how y'all don't see it. He hungry.
I'm trying to tell, man.
Stoppage. I got Luke. Man, I'm telling you, see, this is, man, look, Jarrett Hurd, I like Jermell Charlo and that stuff like that, but, man, Jarrett Hurd, it's just something about that kid right there, man. I just feel like, man, he's coming in and
Mike Jerry, where you from?
He's not about to box, man. He's definitely about to. Man, I told you, man. I'm in the Marine Corps, man. I'm from New York.
Oh, New York.
I'm in Quantico.
I'm just making sure you ain't from the DMV area the way you bigging up Hurd.
No, I'm stationed at Quantico.
All right, like I
That's
said,
what I
I'm just double checking.
Yeah. I'm telling you, these young cats these days, man, they don't play around, man, especially with these old dudes, man. Nah, man, we not. Look, these new cats ain't selling dreams, man. They about their business, yo. I got Jarrett Hurd, I got Erickson Lubin, and I'm gonna tell you, Laura, that's a fact right there, and that's that, man. I'll holler.
Well, all right, Mike Jerry, thanks for calling in, my friend. We're gonna go out to Scorsese.
All right, David Lemieux fans, hang the phone up. This motherfucker Gennady Golovkin, K2, HBO, hype job push got me about to miss a lineal title light heavyweight fight because they want to give motherfucking David Lemieux a date in Canada on HBO. HBO, sit the. Y'all didn't see that article? Y'all didn't see that?
No, we didn't see it.
So they gonna have Alvarez, who the number 3 light heavyweight in the world, fight Adonis Stevenson, the number 1 light heavyweight in the world. They don't want to put the fight on the date they plan to put it on because David Lemieux punk ass supposed to be fighting the same day. What level haven't David Lemieux lost on to where boxing fans and HBO keep trying to get his man dates, bro? Sit him the fuck down, man. You done made us pay pay-per-view for this clown ass nigga. You done call him Hagler Hearns Part 2 and shit, and you still putting him.
Why you mad that he's a bigger name than Adonis, making Adonis push his date back like that?
It ain't
Adonis ain't got no fan base in Canada, Mr. Lineal WBC champion, fight nobody ass. And now you over here calling in one to rent because David Lemieux more popular and got his date pushed back.
And that's why you be paying $59.99 for them pay-per-views.
That's a shame.
That's why they made you pay for that David Lemieux, Gennady Golovkin, talking the way you do now, knowing good and well that man shouldn't be on your TV no more. They trying to put Billy Joe Saunders on.
No, you're right. He
He's a
shouldn't
top
be
5 middleweight.
The one that should be on TV is Adonis Stevenson. Or should I say Grandpa Stevenson?
Hey, I bet you pound for pound, they got into a fight. You know who you picked to win that fight.
Boy.
David Lemieux's a bum.
Oh,
but at the end of the day, I'm gonna make picks. I'm going with the kid Hurd too, man. I think he's gonna be sniping Trout from pretty far away, and pretty high up in the sky. That man's much taller, much bigger. He might be a little too physical for Trout as well. I'm gonna go with Lara, of course, and then I'm really thinking that the young kid just stepped up a little too soon, but I do appreciate him not taking no step aside money, going for his title. But I think it's a little bit too soon. He ain't gonna try to do too much like J-Rock did with the other brother, but it's still just gonna be a little too much for him. I don't know. I'm on the fence on that one, but I'm going with Charlo. I'm going with Charlo.
Well, all right. Scorsese, thanks for calling. We're going out to Mighty Sway in the chat. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I want to make
Mighty Sway. Come on, dog.
Yo, what was that? Oh my God.
Yeah, you got to do better than that, player. Come on, man. We know you long time. Come on, man. Get off the speaker. Get out of the warehouse. I mean, I know you probably working. That's cool. Go in the bathroom or something, you know. Get it right, homie. Hello?
You can hear me better now?
Oh, you sound phenomenal.
All right, my bad. Yeah, I had you guys on Bluetooth. Hey, I want to make my picks, man. I want to make my picks. I want to pick Lara. I want to pick Rigandel.
Yo, I didn't know Rigo was fighting this weekend.
Oh, yeah. No, not Rigo, my bad. Santa Cruz, Mares, Lara. I got Charlo. Hello?
Yeah, we're listening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, so, yeah, I want to pick Mares, Santa Cruz, and fucking, who else is fighting? Oh, Groves. Yeah, Groves. Hey, if you didn't know, if you have DirecTV, that's the only way you could watch that on TV, is if you have DirecTV. That audience channel is only on DirecTV.
It's on tape delay.
And then, and then going back to what Matt was saying, I do agree that card, the Mares Santa Cruz card, that's a waste of money. Because they got the fucking World Series on or some bullshit baseball game on before. So I'm even kind of worried it's going to cut off my DVR and then they're going to put some fucking baseball in there. You know what I mean? Right, Matt? Isn't the World Series going on right now?
That is possible. The playoffs are going on right now. Yes.
Yeah. So you know how it's on regular Fox, right? So I got my DVR set. I guess the fight is gonna be like at 5 o'clock or something. I'm not gonna watch it, so I'm gonna leave my DVR recording it. But then it says that like right after there's like some baseball game.
90 seconds.
So yeah, man, I do agree with you. I think that's a waste of money. They should have made them fight each other.
All right. Well, Josh, thanks for calling in, brother. You heard the lady. 90 seconds left on the live feed. And we gotta go. I mean,
yes, we do.
Final thoughts, final picks. See if anyone changed their minds.
You're not gonna play the outro music?
Of course.
Where's the dum?
You need the ramp. Come on.
Yeah, it's there. Holmes, calm down. Mister, I don't want to do an overtime show because, you know, I act like I gotta go.
Ness, how many times have I been the guy saying, let's do an overtime show?
Yo.
Nah.
It don't matter. It don't matter how many times you've been the guy. It only matters when you're not the guy.
I'm sorry. I have to pack and run some last minute errands before I leave in the morning.
Go see his girlfriend.
I don't have
No, final thoughts. Damn. A lot of people picking Austin Trout.
Why people picking Lubin?
No one said anything about Terrell Gachet besides JD.
10 seconds.
JD, he's the only one that even mentioned him. He was like, I don't know much about Terrell Gachet. I heard he's an Olympian. Shout out to that. Yeah, man. Very good card. Shout out to Showtime and boxing, man. I'm not gonna make no picks. That's just how I'm doing it. But I will be doing live fight chat, so you'll get my immediate reaction as I see it.
Lame.
You want to pick?
Yeah.
Nah,
that's kind of what Thursday shows are all about.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
You can't pick.
You're not even betting money. It's just a pick.
I'm gonna bet money.
Cox fight. You can't pick the Mares fight, the Santa Cruz fight. You can't make any picks.
Nah, he said that he was picking.
Yeah, I'll pick Groves. Let me pull up the schedule.
He said he was picking Lara.
I understand. Maybe not.
And he said he was picking Hurd.
I mean,
come on.
I got Laura. I got Leo. I got Eddie Ramirez. I got Renell Williams. I got Erislandy Lara.
Ness, are you picking Charlo or not?
I got Cindy Serrano.
Oh my God.
Julian Sosa, Richardson Hitchison, Cordell Booker, Dillian Price, George Groves.
You're stalling.
People, everyone listening right now, don't worry. When I'm in Newark, I'm gonna have the conversation with Ness, off the record, and I will leak that information. And I don't care.
Damn, it's so hard. I don't know. I don't know who to pick. I really don't. That's it.
You gotta make it between Charlo and
I'm your host, Ness GTO. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Gotta go. Matt got a pack. Or else we had an overtime show, but Matt said he got a pack now.
You are so lame. Mr. Whackface over here, Nestor Gibbs. I am Matt the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TVV on Instagram, and my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and etc. Was that good enough, Steven? Was that proper? Was that good?
I wasn't paying attention. You're going to do that again from the top.
I fucking hate you. Okay.
All right. My name is Steve Calderon. You can find me on Twitter at Calderon92, and you can find me on Instagram at sugar_steve.c.
All right. Arrivederci.